What if the one thing holding you back from the life you crave isn't your job, your past, or your circumstances, but the silent thoughts you think every single day? This full audiobook is your complete guide to mastering your inner world to create extraordinary outer results. Every thought you have is a command sent to the universe. The problem is, most of us are sending the wrong orders. Stop chasing the life of your dreams. Start building it. The only tool you truly need is the one you already have, your own mind. What if the one thing holding you back from the life you crave isn't your job, your past, or your circumstances, but the silent thoughts you think every single day? Imagine a life where your dreams aren't just aspirations, but your actual reality crafted. Not by luck, but by the deliberate power of your own mind. Not in you become what you think. We don't just talk about this power. We hand you the tools to wield it. To stop being a passenger and start being the architect of your destiny. Are you ready to unlock your mind's extraordinary potential? Let's begin this transformative journey together. And before we dive in, a quick thank you. You inspire us to create more content. We've noticed that 85% of our listeners aren't yet subscribed. If you find value in this journey, please hit that subscribe button and like the video. It's a small click for you, but it's a massive show of support for us. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. Unleash your inner powerhouse. Thoughts become things. You are the architect of your life. Every single day, with every single thought, you are laying the foundation and building the walls of your future. The only question is, are you building a prison or a palace? Your thoughts are not just fleeting whispers. They are the blueprints of your reality. Have you ever noticed how a single seed of doubt can grow into a forest of worry, stealing your joy and zapping your energy? The flip side is equally true. A single spark of hope can ignite a fire within you, propelling you forward with unstoppable momentum. This isn't just feel-good fluff. It's science. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself through a process called neuroplasticity. Every thought you entertain is shaping your mind, creating new pathways to either hold you back or set you free. So, let's get real. We all have negative thoughts, but you are not their victim. You have the power to choose which thoughts you water and which ones you let wither and die. In this chapter, we're going to dive deep into how you can harness this incredible power. Seize control of your mental blueprints and consciously start creating a life you absolutely love. So, where do you begin? How do you move from being a passive resident in a life built by old habits to the master architect of your future? It starts with two simple but profound steps: awareness and choice. First, you must become a thought detective. Your mission is to observe the constant stream of chatter in your mind without judgment. What stories are you telling yourself on repeat? When you make a mistake, is your inner voice a critic or a coach? When you dream of a goal, does your mind list reasons why you'll succeed or why you'll fail? For the next 24 hours, just listen. Pay attention. This awareness is the flashlight that illuminates the dusty, hidden corners of your mind where limiting beliefs have been living rent-free. Once you are aware of a thought, you arrive at a powerful moment of choice. In that split second between a thought appearing and you accepting it as truth, you have the power to intervene. You can challenge it. Ask it two piercing questions. Is this thought really true? Does this thought serve the life I am trying to build? You will quickly find that most of your negative, self-sabotaging thoughts are not true, and they certainly don't serve you. They are just old programming on a loop. And this is where you take back control. Imagine your mind as a powerful radio transmitter, broadcasting a signal to the universe 24/7. Every thought sends out a specific frequency, attracting experiences, people, and opportunities that match it. Are you broadcasting a frequency of lack, worry, and limitation? Or are you sending out a powerful signal of confidence, abundance, and success? Remember, the universe doesn't judge the signal. It just matches it. You become what you think, so it's time to consciously choose the station you broadcast on. Take action. Your first step to rewiring your reality, knowledge, is useless without action. Don't just read this and move on. Start practicing right now. The moment a negative thought creeps in, catch it, challenge it. Then, consciously replace it with a positive, empowering one. This will feel like learning a new language, at first awkward and deliberate. But with practice, you will become fluent in the language of success. Here's a simple exercise to begin your training. Identify your target. Think of one area of your life you want to improve. It could be your career, your health, or a relationship. Visualize the victory. Close your eyes for just 60 seconds. Imagine you have already achieved your desired outcome. Don't just see it. Feel it. What emotions come up? Joy? Pride? Relief? Immerse yourself in the feeling of that reality. Craft your affirmation. Create a simple, powerful, present tense statement that reflects this new reality. For example, instead of "I want to be more confident," your affirmation is "I am confident and capable." Instead of "I hope I get that promotion," it's "I am attracting my ideal career opportunities." Repeat and reinforce. Repeat this affirmation throughout the day, especially when negative thoughts about your target area try to creep in. Write it on a sticky note. Set it as a reminder on your phone. Each repetition is another brick laid in, the foundation of your new reality. Remember, consistency is the key that unlocks everything. The more you practice consciously choosing your thoughts, the more powerful you become. You have the incredible ability to transform your life from the inside out, starting with the very thoughts you choose this moment. What are you waiting for? Unleash your inner powerhouse and start building the life of your dreams. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help others unleash their inner power too. Understanding the resistance. Why your mind pushes back as you begin this. Practice. Don't be surprised if your mind fights you. When you try to replace a lifetime of negative programming with a new, positive thought, your brain might scream, "Liar! That's not true." This is completely normal. Your brain loves the familiar, even if the familiar is miserable. The well-worn neural pathway of "I'm not good enough" is a comfortable, paved highway. The new thought, "I am powerful and deserving," is like hacking a new trail through a dense jungle. It takes effort, and your mind will naturally want to revert to the easy road. See this resistance not as a sign of failure, but as a sign that you are doing the work. It's the comfort zone of your old self trying to pull you back. When you hear that inner critic, simply acknowledge it and say, "Thank you for sharing, but I am choosing a new thought now." You are the one in charge, not the old programming. The secret ingredient, fueling your thoughts with emotion now. Let's talk about the rocket fuel for this entire process. Emotion. A thought by itself is a spark. A thought combined with a powerful, positive emotion is an inferno. You can repeat, "I am abundant," 1,000 times, but if you don't feel abundant, the thought has little power. When you perform the visualization exercise, the goal isn't just to see the image in your mind's eye. The goal is to generate the feeling of that reality. What does success feel like? What does love feel like? What does vibrant health feel like? Joy, gratitude, excitement, relief. These are the high-frequency emotions that supercharge your thoughts. When you pair a powerful thought with an elevated emotion, you're not just building new pathways in your brain. You are broadcasting the most powerful signal possible to the universe. You are telling it, "This is not just what I want. This is who I am." This is the true secret to becoming a master architect of your life. Building momentum. The power of small wins. This journey is not about one giant leap. It's about a series of small, consistent steps. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. The first push is the hardest, but with every rotation, it picks up more snow and gains unstoppable momentum. Your positive thoughts work the same way. The first day, you might only succeed in catching and replacing one negative thought. Celebrate that win. The next day, you might do it twice. Celebrate that win. Each time you consciously choose a better feeling thought, you are strengthening your mental muscles and building momentum. You have the tools. You understand the power. You are the thinker of your thoughts, the master of your mind, and the creator of your reality. The palace of your dreams isn't built overnight, but it begins with laying a single, perfect brick, right here, right now. What are you waiting for? Unleash your inner powerhouse. From conscious effort to automatic habit. Your daily mental hygiene. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't debate it, you don't question it, you just do it. It's an automatic part of your daily hygiene. Your goal is to make managing your thoughts just as ingrained in your routine. This is your mental hygiene. You don't need to dedicate hours to this. Start by anchoring this new practice to an existing habit. Morning intention. While your coffee brews or during your morning commute, don't just let your mind default to yesterday's worries. Instead, consciously choose your dominant thought for the day. Ask yourself, who do I want to be today? What do I want to feel today? Set an intention like, today, I am focused and productive, or today, I choose to feel joy. This sets the tone for everything that follows. Evening gratitude. Before you go to sleep, your mind is highly receptive. Instead of replaying the day's stresses, perform a mental gratitude scan. Identify 3 things that went well, no matter how small. A productive meeting, a moment of laughter, a delicious meal. This rewires your brain to look for the good and ends your day on a high vibrational frequency. Making these small commitments turns a conscious, effort-filled task into a subconscious, effortless habit. You are no longer just fighting off negative thoughts. You are proactively cultivating a mental environment where they struggle to survive. Your environment, the greenhouse for your thoughts. Finally, understand you are not creating these thoughts in a vacuum. Your environment is the greenhouse where your thoughts grow. The news you consume, the social media you scroll, the conversations you engage in, they are all soil, water, and sunlight for your mind. If your greenhouse is filled with toxic soil, negativity, gossip, fear-mongering, it's incredibly difficult to grow vibrant, healthy thoughts. Your final piece of action from this chapter is to become the guardian of your greenhouse. You don't have to cut yourself off from the world, but you can choose to curate your mental diet. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Limit your exposure to sensationalized news. Seek out conversations, books, and podcasts that inspire and uplift you. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's essential. When you control the input, you gain immense control over the output, your thoughts, your feelings, and ultimately, your reality. You now hold the foundational keys to transformation. You are the architect of your reality, and your thoughts are the blueprints. Awareness is your tool, emotion is your fuel, and consistency is the master key that unlocks it all. This is not a passive theory. It is an active practice in reclaiming your power. The palace of your dreams is waiting to be built. Now that you understand how to lay the foundation and choose your materials, it's time to clear the land. In our next chapter, we will learn to identify and systematically remove the most stubborn weeds in your mental garden, the deep-rooted negative thought patterns that can choke your progress before it even begins. In our next chapter, we will move from understanding this power to becoming true masters of our mental garden. We will learn to identify the most common and sneaky weeds, the negative thought patterns that can choke your progress before it even begins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help others unleash their inner power too. Chapter 2. Identifying Negative Thought Patterns, the weeds in your garden. What if the biggest obstacle in your life isn't a person or a circumstance, but an invisible enemy living inside your head? It's a silent saboteur, a pattern of thought that poisons your potential before you even take action. In the last chapter, you embraced your power as the creator of your reality. Now, we turn on the lights to expose the destructive patterns that have been running the show on autopilot. These are the weeds in your mental garden, choking the beautiful flowers of positivity and growth before they can ever bloom. Think about how you feel on a daily basis. Do you often experience a nagging sense of unease? A feeling that something's just not right? Perhaps you find yourself irritable or anxious without a clear reason why. These feelings are not random. They are indicators, symptoms of an underlying negative thought pattern at play. Ignoring these patterns is like ignoring a leak in your roof. At first, it's just a small drip, but eventually it will cause significant damage, compromising the entire structure of your life. Identifying these negative thought patterns is the crucial first step to reclaiming your mind and consciously shaping your reality. Are you ready to unmask the saboteur and cultivate a thriving mental landscape? Let's dive in. These silent saboteurs are masters of disguise, but they tend to fall into a few common categories. As I describe them, see if you recognize any of these uninvited guests in your own mind. Becoming a detective of your own thoughts starts with knowing what to look for. The most wanted list of negative thought patterns. 1. The all-or-nothing thinker, also known as black and white thinking. This is the perfectionist's curse. With this pattern, you see things in absolute extremes. If you're not a total success, you're a complete failure. If you deviate from your diet for one meal, you've ruined everything and might as well eat the whole cake. There is no middle ground, no room for mistakes, and no appreciation for progress. It sounds like, I got a B on that exam, so I'm a total idiot. Or, I missed one day at the gym, so my entire fitness plan is a bust. 2. The catastrophizer, the master of what if. This pattern takes a small negative event and blows it completely out of proportion, imagining the absolute worst-case scenario. A typo in an email to your boss becomes, I'm definitely getting fired. Your partner being late to reply to a text becomes, they must be angry with me and our relationship is over. This type of thinking floods your body with stress and anxiety over situations that haven't happened and likely never will. It sounds like, this headache is probably a brain tumor. Or if I don't get this job, my life will be ruined. 3. The mind reader here. You assume you know what other people are thinking, and it's almost always negative and about you. You interpret a neutral comment or glance as a personal slight without any real evidence. You might see two colleagues talking and immediately think, they're definitely talking about how poorly I did in that meeting. This pattern leads to constant self-consciousness, defensiveness, and damaged relationships based on pure fiction. It sounds like, I know he thinks my idea is stupid, he just won't say it. Or, she didn't smile at me, so she must not like me. 4. The labeler, the self-fulfilling prophecy. This is when you take a single mistake or flaw and turn it into a global identity. Instead of saying, I made a mistake, you say, I am a failure. Instead of, I messed up that conversation, you think, I am socially awkward. These labels become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you are a failure, you will unconsciously act in ways that confirm that belief, sabotaging your own potential. It sounds like, I'm just a loser, or I'm so lazy. Or, I'm just not a smart person. Your mission. Identify and expose. Do any of these sound familiar? Most of us have a favorite, one or two that we default to under stress. Your mission for the next few days is simple. Catch them in the act. Carry a small notebook or use a notes app on your phone. When you feel that familiar pang of anxiety, sadness, or anger, pause and ask yourself, what thought just went through my mind? Write it down. Then, see if you can match it to one of the patterns on our most wanted list. For example, you might write, feeling anxious about a date. Thought, I'm probably going to say something stupid and they won't like me. Pattern, mind, reading and catastrophizing. Remember, this isn't about judging yourself or feeling bad. This is about empowerment. You cannot fight an enemy you cannot see. The act of identifying and labeling these thoughts robs them of their power. You're no longer a victim of a vague negative feeling. You are an empowered observer who sees the pattern for what it is, a faulty, irrational habit of the mind. Let's add a few more saboteurs to our most wanted list. The more you know, the more powerful your inner detective becomes. 5. The disqualifier, the positive-negative flipper. This is one of the most insidious patterns. When something good happens, you disqualify it, turning it into a negative. You get a compliment and you think they're just being nice. You achieve a goal and you tell yourself, it was just a fluke. I couldn't do it again. This pattern is a shield against feeling good, ensuring that no matter what happens, your negative self-view remains intact. It systematically robs you of joy and the recognition of your own achievements. It sounds like, I only got that job because I was lucky. Or, she only said she liked my presentation because she felt sorry for me. 6. The should statement abuser, the rule maker. This pattern involves operating from a rigid list of internal rules about how you and others should behave. When reality doesn't match your rules, you're filled with guilt, anger, or resentment. You might think, I should be exercising every day, and then feel like a failure when you miss one. Or you might think, he should have known that would upset me, leading to anger at others. These shoulds create a world of unrealistic expectations and constant disappointment. It sounds like, I should have done better, or people should be more considerate. 7. The emotional reasoner, feelings as facts. With this pattern, you take your emotions as evidence for the truth. You feel stupid, therefore you are stupid. You feel guilty, therefore you must have done something wrong. You feel hopeless, therefore the situation is hopeless. This is a dangerous trap because it lets your fleeting feelings dictate your reality, ignoring objective facts and creating a vicious cycle where negative feelings justify negative thoughts, which in turn create more negative feelings. It sounds like, I feel like a fake, so I must be a fraud. Or, I feel overwhelmed, so I know I can't handle this. The power of naming your demons as you practice your new role as a thought detective. You will start to see these patterns everywhere. They are the source code of your self-sabotage, the DNA of your doubt. The simple act of writing them down and naming them, that's the catastrophizer again. Or, there's my old friend the labeler, creates a crucial separation. You are not the thought. You are the observer of the thought. You are not the storm. You are the sky watching the storm pass. This separation is where your power lives. It gives you the space to breathe and to realize that you don't have to believe every thought that floats through your mind. This awareness, this diligent self-discovery, is the essential groundwork. You are mapping the terrain of your mind, identifying where the weeds grow thickest. Don't get discouraged if you find a lot of them. Every gardener knows that a garden left untended will naturally grow weeds. The important part is that you've decided to start tending to it now. This is not about self-criticism. It is about self-liberation. You are learning the language of your own mind so that you can finally write a new story. In our next chapter, we will take this newfound awareness and turn it into decisive action. Now that you can spot the weeds, it's time to learn the most effective techniques for pulling them out by the root and, more importantly, how to cultivate a mental garden so vibrant and healthy that the weeds struggle to find a place to grow. In the first place, stay tuned for Chapter 3, where we will begin planting the seeds of positive mental habits. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help others identify their own mental weeds. Chapter 3, Cultivating Positive Mental Habits, Your Garden of Thoughts. You've learned to spot the weeds in your mental garden, the catastrophizing, the self-criticism, the limiting beliefs. Now it's time to become the master gardener, because a healthy, thriving mind isn't just about pulling weeds. It's about actively planting, nurturing, and cultivating the seeds of the life you truly desire. This isn't wishful thinking or ignoring problems. This is conscious creation. It's about deliberately choosing the thoughts you feed, the habits you grow, and the reality you will ultimately harvest. Imagine your mind is a fertile plot of land. If you do nothing, weeds will naturally take over. But if you tend to it with care, providing the right nutrients, water, and sunlight, you can cultivate a vibrant reality, blossoming with joy, resilience, and success. In this chapter, we're handing you the ultimate gardener's toolkit. You'll learn not just how to weed out the negative, but how to proactively plant seeds of optimism, water them with gratitude, and fertilize them with affirmations until your mental landscape is a core, flourishing testament to your power. Are you ready to get to work? Let's begin the Master Gardener's Toolkit. 5 core habits every master gardener relies on. A few trusted tools and timeless techniques. Your mental garden is no different. Let's break down the 5 core habits that will transform your inner world. From a neglected patch of weeds into a vibrant sanctuary. 1. The habit of weeding. Conscious interruption. First, you must be relentless about weeding. As we learned in the last chapter, negative thoughts are invasive. You can't just wish them away. You must actively pull them out. This is the habit of conscious interruption. The moment you catch a negative thought pattern, a should statement, a moment of catastrophizing, stop. Literally, in your mind, say the word stop. Take a deep breath. Then challenge the weed. Is this thought true? Is it helpful? Most importantly, replace it immediately. You can't leave a patch of empty soil, or another weed will grow in its place. Replace. I can't do this with I will figure this out. Replace I'll never succeed with I am making progress every day. This small but powerful act, repeated consistently, is the most fundamental habit of mental gardening. 2. The habit of sunshine. Cultivating optimism. Optimism is the sunshine that nourishes your entire garden. It's the belief that good things can and will happen, and that you have a role in making them happen. A powerful way to cultivate this is by practicing evidence collection. Your brain is wired with a negativity bias. It naturally looks for threats and problems. You must consciously train it to look for the good. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what went right today? What's one piece of evidence that things are moving in the right direction? Did you wake up on time? That's a win. Did a stranger smile at you? That's evidence of goodness in the world. Did you complete a small task on your to-do list? That's evidence of your capability. By actively collecting proof of the positive, you create a fertile ground where bigger wins are more likely to grow. 3. The habit of watering. The practice of gratitude. If optimism is the sunshine, then gratitude is the life-giving water. It's impossible to feel both grateful and fearful at the same time. Gratitude is the ultimate high vibration state, and it nourishes everything in your mental garden. The most effective tool for this is a gratitude journal. Every single day, without fail, Write down 3 specific things you are grateful for. Don't be generic. Instead of, I'm grateful for my family, write, I'm grateful for the way my partner made me laugh today. Instead of, I'm grateful for my job, write, I'm grateful for the helpful feedback my colleague gave me on that project. This specificity trains your brain to actively scan your environment for blessings, rewiring it to appreciate the abundance you already have, which, by the law of attraction, invites even more into your life. Point 4. The habit of fertilizing. Strategic affirmations are the concentrated fertilizer that enriches your mental soil and strengthens your positive thoughts. They are not just hollow phrases. They are commands to your subconscious mind, reprogramming your deep-seated beliefs. Craft your affirmations in the present tense as if they are already true. Say them with conviction, and most importantly, with emotion. Feel the confidence as you say, I am strong and resilient. Feel the abundance as you declare, I am a magnet for opportunity and prosperity. Anchor this habit to your daily routine. Say your affirmations in the shower, during your commute, or while looking in the mirror. These repeated declarations sink into your subconscious, shaping your reality from the inside out. 5. The habit of pruning. Radical self-compassion. Evan, the most beautiful gardens need pruning. You will have bad days. You will slip up. Negative thoughts will creep in. This is where the crucial habit of self-compassion comes in. When you falter, do not beat yourself up. That's like stomping on your own flowers after a weed has appeared. Instead, acknowledge the slip-up with kindness. Say to yourself, okay, that was an old thought pattern. It's not who I am anymore. I'm learning. Gently let the thought go and return to your positive habits. Self-compassion is the ultimate act of nurturing. It ensures that your garden can withstand the occasional storm and continue to grow, stronger and more beautiful than before. These 5 habits, weeding, sunshine, watering, fertilizing, and pruning, are your daily practice. They are not a one-time fix, but an ongoing process of conscious cultivation. Tend to your mental garden every day with this toolkit, and you will, without a doubt, create a thriving mental landscape that transforms every aspect of your life. You have the power within you. Nurture it. Grow it. Become what you think. In our next chapter, we will explore how to tap into the hidden powerhouse that governs 95% of your life, your subconscious mind. Chapter 4. Tapping into the subconscious powerhouse. Have you ever driven home and suddenly realized you don't remember the last 10 minutes of the trip? Who was driving the car? That was your subconscious mind on autopilot. And that same autopilot isn't just handling your commute, it's steering your finances, your relationships, your habits, and your self-worth based on a lifetime of old programming. This hidden powerhouse is the silent partner shaping your reality. It's a vast reservoir of ingrained beliefs and past experiences, influencing every action you take and every feeling you have. Your conscious mind might want success and happiness, but if your subconscious is programmed for struggle, it will always win. But what if you could take the wheel? What if you could consciously reprogram the destination? This journey starts with understanding one crucial thing. Your subconscious doesn't speak the language of logic. It speaks the language of emotion, repetition, and imagery. It's not a rogue, agent to be controlled, but a loyal and powerful ally waiting for clear instructions. In this chapter, you will learn the language of your subconscious. You'll discover how to bypass the critical conscious mind and plant powerful seeds of success directly into the fertile ground of your inner world. It's time to stop being a passenger and start being the pilot. Are you ready to unlock this hidden potential? The journey begins now. The 3 master keys to your subconscious mind to communicate with this powerful part of yourself. You need to use its preferred language. Logic and willpower are like shouting at someone who wears noise-canceling headphones. They simply won't get through. Instead, we will use the 3 master keys that unlock the door to your subconscious programming. Master Key 1, vivid visualization, the language of imagery. Your subconscious mind thinks in pictures. It doesn't process the negative. If I tell you, don't think of a pink elephant, what's the first thing you see? A pink elephant. This is why visualization is one of the most direct ways to communicate your desires. But simply daydreaming isn't enough. Effective visualization is an immersive, sensory experience. The technique: find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and create a detailed mental movie of your desired outcome, as if it has already happened. Don't just see. Engage all your senses. If you desire a new home, don't just see the house. Feel the cool marble of the countertop under your fingertips. Smell the coffee brewing in your new kitchen. Hear the laughter of your family echoing in the halls. Feel the emotion of joy, security, and gratitude washing over you. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By consistently rehearsing your success in your mind, you are creating the memory of a future that hasn't happened yet. You are installing the programming before the event, making its physical manifestation almost inevitable. Master Key 2, potent affirmations, the language of repetition. Just as you can carve a path in stone, with dripping water, you can rewrite old beliefs through the steady repetition of new ones. This is the power of affirmations. They are not just positive statements. They are the new code you are installing into your operating system. The technique: as we learned before, craft affirmations that are positive, personal, and in the present tense. But here's the secret to making them work on a subconscious level. Repeat them when your conscious mind is least active. The best times are right after you wake up and just before you fall asleep. In these drowsy alpha states, the wall between your conscious and subconscious mind is at its thinnest. Your affirmations can slip past the critical gatekeeper and plant themselves deep in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Record yourself saying them and listen as you drift off to sleep. Let the new programming sink in overnight. Master Key 3, the language of dreams. The subconscious speaks back. Communication is a two-way street. Visualization and affirmations are how you speak to your subconscious. Your dreams are how your subconscious speaks back to you. Your dreams are a canvas, painted with the symbols, fears, and desires of your inner world. They can reveal hidden blocks, anxieties you weren't aware of, or even creative solutions to problems you're facing. The technique: keep a dream journal by your bed. The moment you wake up, before you check your phone or even get out of bed, write down everything you can remember. Don't worry about it making sense. Capture the images, the feelings, the people, the places. Over time, you will begin to notice recurring themes and symbols. A dream about being unprepared for an exam might not be about school. It could be your subconscious telling you that you feel unprepared for a challenge at work. By paying attention to these messages, you gain invaluable insight into your own programming. Building the alliance. Patience and trust. Tapping into your subconscious isn't about control. It's about building a partnership. This is not an overnight fix. You are reprogramming decades of old beliefs. Be patient and be consistent. Every time you visualize, every time you repeat an affirmation, every time you honor a message from a dream, you are strengthening this powerful alliance. You are moving from a life run by unconscious, outdated programming to a life consciously co-created with the most powerful force you possess. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Every small step you take towards understanding and guiding your subconscious mind is a victory. Celebrate those wins. Trust the process. You are learning to pilot your own life, and the journey has just begun. Master Key 4. Symbolic Action, the language of embodiment. There is one more powerful way to speak directly to your subconscious, through symbolic action. Your subconscious mind loves symbols and rituals. When your physical actions align with your desired outcome, it sends a loud and clear message that you are serious about this change. This doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It's about performing small, deliberate actions that embody the person you are becoming. The technique. Ask yourself, what would the person who has already achieved my goal do today? If you desire wealth, you don't need to spend lavishly. Instead, perform a symbolic act of abundance. Organize your wallet, track your finances with care, or make a tiny, joyful donation to a cause you believe in. These actions whisper to your subconscious, I am a responsible and prosperous manager of money. If you desire to be a successful writer, buy a beautiful new journal specifically for your novel, or set aside a non-negotiable 15 minutes each day to sit in your writing chair. Even if you don't write a word, this ritual tells your subconscious, I am a writer. If you desire vibrant health, buy one new, healthy cookbook or throw out one unhealthy item from your pantry. This single act symbolizes your commitment to a healthier lifestyle. These symbolic actions bridge the gap between your inner world and your outer reality. They are physical affirmations that tell your subconscious, this isn't just a fantasy. This is real. This is happening now. You are the programmer. Your subconscious mind is the most powerful computer you will ever own. For years, it may have been running on old, buggy software, installed by past experiences, critical comments, and societal expectations. With the 4 master keys, vivid visualization, potent affirmations, dream interpretation, and symbolic action, you now have admin access. You are no longer just the user of the computer. You are the programmer. You have the power to delete old files of self-doubt, uninstall the viruses of fear, and install brand new software of confidence, abundance, and success. This is the ultimate form of self-empowerment. It is the understanding that your external world is a direct reflection of your internal programming. By changing the program, you will inevitably change the printout. Embrace this partnership with your subconscious. Listen to it, guide it, and nurture it with positive, empowering instructions. The more you work with this incredible force, the more you will find your life flowing with ease and grace toward your greatest desires. You are no longer fighting against the current of your own mind. You are directing its immense power. Now that you have the tools to communicate your desires to your subconscious, it's time to make those desires crystal clear. In our next chapter, we will focus on the art and science of visualization, turning vague dreams into detailed magnetic blueprints for your ideal future. Chapter 5. Visualizing your ideal future, the blueprint of your dreams. Before a single brick is laid for a skyscraper, there is a detailed blueprint. Before a masterpiece is painted, there is a vision in the artist's mind. So, what is the blueprint? For your life, visualization is far more than just idle daydreaming. It is the sacred art of drafting that blueprint, of creating a crystal clear, magnetic image of your future that pulls you toward it with an almost gravitational force. This is the mental rehearsal that primes your mind and body for success. Is this so powerful? Because your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you visualize, you are literally activating the same neural pathways, generating the same emotions, and creating the same chemistry in your body as if you are actually living that experience. You are building the neural architecture for your future success before it even happens. In this chapter, we move beyond just thinking about your dreams. We're going to teach you how to see them, feel them, and engage all of your senses to make them so real in your mind that your subconscious has no choice but to start creating them in your world. Are you ready to become the architect of your ideal future? A power is within you. Let's start drawing the plans. The art of effective visualization. A step-by-step guide. Effective visualization isn't complicated, but it does require intention and practice. Think of it not as a chore, but as a mini vacation into your future self. Here is a simple framework to make your visualizations powerful and magnetic. Step 1. Get clear on the what. You can't visualize a vague desire. I want to be happy is too broad. I want more money is not a clear target. Your subconscious mind needs a specific destination, not action. Take a piece of paper and write down, in detail, what your ideal future looks like in one specific area of your life, for example, career, health, relationships. Don't hold back. What is your job title? How much do you earn? What does your body feel like? Who are you surrounded by? The more detail you can provide, the clearer the blueprint becomes. Step 2. Create the scene. Once you have your what, it's time to build the mental movie. The most powerful visualizations are not static images, but short, dynamic scenes that imply the fulfillment of your desire. Action. Choose a single, celebratory moment that represents the achievement of your goal. If you want a new job, don't. Visualize the interview. Visualize the moment you are calling a loved one to share the exciting news, feeling the joy and relief in your voice. If you want to run a marathon, don't just see the finish line. Visualize the moment a medal is placed around your neck, feeling its weight, hearing the cheers of the crowd, and experiencing the wave of pride and exhaustion. If you desire a loving partnership, visualize a simple, happy moment like laughing together while cooking dinner in your kitchen, feeling a profound sense of connection and peace. Step 3. Engage all 5 senses. This is the step that separates passive daydreaming from active creation. You must make your mental scene so real that your body believes it's happening now. As you play your mental movie, ask yourself, what do I see? The colors, the light, the expressions on people's faces. What do I hear? The sounds of conversation, music, nature. What do I feel? The texture of an object in your hand, the warmth of the sun, the feeling of an embrace. What do I smell? The scent of food, perfume, the fresh air. What do I taste? The flavor of a celebratory drink or meal. The more sensory details you layer into your scene, the more real it becomes to your subconscious, and the more powerful its magnetic pull. Step 4. The most important step. Feel the emotion you can. Do all the steps above perfectly, but without this final piece, your visualization will lack power. The language of the subconscious is emotion. You must generate the feeling of your wish-fulfilled action. As you run your sensory-rich mental movie, conjure the dominant emotions you would feel in that moment. Is it overwhelming gratitude? Is it profound relief? Is it explosive joy? Is it quiet, confident peace? Let that feeling wash over you. Let it fill every cell in your body. This is the energy that charges your blueprint and sends the clearest signal to the universe, putting it into practice. The daily ritual, like any skill, visualization gets better with practice. The key is consistency. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day. The best times are right after you wake up or just before you sleep, when your mind is most receptive. Don't force it. This should be a joyful, relaxing process. If you feel stressed or find it difficult, simply focus on the feeling of gratitude for a few moments and try again later. Let it go. After your visualization session, release the outcome. Trust that you have planted the seed and the universe is handling the details. Your job is to hold the vision and feel the feeling, not to control the how. Don't be afraid to dream big. Your subconscious mind has no limitations except the ones your conscious mind imposes. Visualize the most extraordinary version of your life, believe it's possible, and then act as the person who is living that life. Remember, visualization is not a passive activity. It is a call to action. It is the spark that ignites your motivation and fuels your determination. By consistently visualizing your ideal future, you are not just dreaming, you are creating. Overcoming common visualization hurdles as you begin. Your practice, you might encounter a few common roadblocks. Don't let them discourage you. They are a normal part of the process. Let's address them head on. Hurdle 1. I can't see anything clearly. My mind is blank. This is very common. The ability to visualize is a muscle. For some, it's weaker at first. If you struggle to see a clear picture, shift your focus from seeing to feeling. You don't need a high-definition movie in your head. Can you feel the joy? Can you feel the relief? The emotion is the most critical part. Start there. The images will become clearer and more detailed with consistent practice. Hurdle 2. My mind keeps wandering to distractions or doubts. Your mind is accustomed to being busy. When it wanders, don't get frustrated. Gently and patiently guide it. Back to your desired scene, just as you would guide a lost puppy back home. If doubt creeps in, this is silly, this will never work. Simply acknowledge the thought without judgment, and then refocus on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Gratitude is the ultimate antidote to doubt. Feel grateful that your desire is on its way. Hurdle 3. What if I'm visualizing the wrong thing? There is no wrong thing to visualize, as long as it generates a positive, elevated emotion within you. Your subconscious responds to the feeling, not the specifics of the image. The goal is to feel good now, to embody the emotional state of your future self. Trust your intuition. If a certain scene makes you feel expansive, joyful, and grateful, you are on the right track. You can always refine your blueprint as you gain more clarity beyond the scene. Visualizing the journey finally. Remember that visualization isn't just about the finish line. It's also a powerful tool for navigating the journey. Before a difficult conversation, visualize it going smoothly and ending in mutual understanding. Before a challenging workout, visualize yourself moving with strength and ease, feeling energized afterward. Before starting a big project, visualize yourself working with focus and creativity. By visualizing not just the destination, but also the successful navigation of the steps along the way, you build confidence, reduce anxiety, and prime yourself for resilience in the face of real-world obstacles. You are becoming the person who can handle the journey, not just the person who enjoys the destination. Your mind is the most powerful creative studio in the universe, and visualization is your primary tool. You are the director, the producer, and the star of the movie of your life. So dare to create a masterpiece. Dream without limits. Visualize with detail and emotion, and trust in the process. You are not just hoping for a better future. You are actively building it, one thought, one image, one feeling at a time. Now that you have a clear blueprint for your desires, it's time to supercharge it. In our next chapter, we will delve into the power of affirmations as spoken commands that reinforce your vision and rewire your brain for automatic success. Chapter 6. Affirmations. Rewire your brain. Transform your life. There is a soundtrack playing in your mind 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's the constant voice of your inner narrator, and for many of us, that voice is a relentless, harsh critic. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough," after a mistake, or "You'll never succeed when you face a challenge." What if you could consciously fire that critic and hire a new narrator, one who is your biggest fan, your most trusted coach, and your unwavering cheerleader? You can, and affirmations are your secret weapon. Affirmations are far more than just positive thinking. They are powerful, targeted statements designed to systematically interrupt self-sabotaging thoughts and install new, empowering beliefs. They are the tools you use to pave a new road in your mind, a superhighway leading directly to confidence, joy, and success. This isn't magic, it's neuroscience. Every time you repeat a thought, you strengthen a neural pathway in your brain. For years, you may have been reinforcing the pathways of doubt and limitation. Affirmations are your way of deliberately building new pathways of strength, capability, and worthiness. In this chapter, you will learn how to craft and use affirmations so effectively that they become the new default setting for your mind. It's time to change your inner soundtrack. Your transformation begins now. The anatomy of a powerful affirmation. Not all affirmations are created equal. A weak, half-hearted affirmation will have little impact, but a well-crafted one can be a powerful command to your subconscious mind. Here are the 3 essential rules for crafting affirmations that truly work. Rule 1. Keep it positive and in the present tense. Your subconscious mind does not process negatives. If you say, "I don't want to be anxious," it only hears anxious. Furthermore, it only understands the present moment. Saying, "I will be confident," tells your mind that confidence is something in the future, always just out of reach. Action. Always frame your affirmations as if your desire is already a reality. Instead of, "I don't want to be in debt," say, "I am a magnet for wealth and abundance." Instead of, "I will be healthy," say, "I am full of energy and vibrant health." Rule 2. Make it personal and emotional. An affirmation needs to resonate with you. Using generic affirmations you find online can be a good start, but the most powerful ones are those you create yourself, targeting your specific limiting beliefs. Most importantly, they must carry an emotional charge. Action. First, identify the negative thought you want to replace. For example, "I always procrastinate." Then, flip it into a positive personal statement. "I am focused and take decisive action on my goals." Now, attach an emotion to it. How does it feel to be focused and decisive, productive, proud, confident? Infuse your affirmation with that feeling every time you say it. Rule 3. Keep it believable at first. If you are earning $30,000 a year, affirming, "I am a multi-millionaire," might feel so unbelievable that your mind instantly rejects it as a lie. This creates internal conflict. The key is to create affirmations that stretch your beliefs without breaking them. Action. Build a belief bridge. Start with something that feels more attainable. Instead of, "I am a multi-millionaire," try, "I am open to receiving unexpected income," or "I am improving my financial situation every day." As your belief grows and your situation changes, you can upgrade your affirmations to match your new reality. The goal is to feel good and empowered, not fraudulent. How to use affirmations for maximum impact. The daily practice. Knowing how to craft an affirmation is half the battle. Knowing how to use it is the other half. Here's how to integrate them into your life for maximum effect. Morning and night repetition. As we discussed in the last chapter, the moments just after waking and just before sleeping are when your subconscious is most receptive. Make it a ritual to repeat your core affirmations 5 to 10 times during these windows. Say them aloud if you can. The mirror technique. Stand in front of a mirror, look yourself directly in the eye, and state your affirmation with conviction. This can feel intense and awkward at first, but it is incredibly powerful for building self-worth. You are literally looking at yourself and declaring your new reality. Affirmation stacking. Link your affirmations to a daily habit you already have. For example, every time you take a sip of water, mentally repeat, "I am nourishing my body and mind." Every time you stop at a red light, say, "I am moving forward toward my goals with ease." Write them down. The physical act of writing engages a different part of your brain. Keep a journal and write out your affirmations each morning. Put them on sticky notes and place them where you will see them often, on your bathroom mirror, your computer monitor, or your car's dashboard. Remember, consistency is far more important than intensity. Repeating your affirmations for 5 minutes every day is infinitely more effective than doing it for an hour once a week. You are wearing a new groove into your brain, and that requires steady, persistent effort. Don't just say the words, become the words. Feel them, believe them, and act in alignment with them. This is how you change your inner soundtrack, and in doing so, transform your entire life, supercharging your affirmations. The power of synergy. While affirmations are powerful on their own, their true potential is unlocked when you combine them with the other tools in your mental toolkit. Think of it as creating a symphony of transformation, synergy with visualization. This is the ultimate power couple. Your visualization creates the mental movie, and your affirmations provide the powerful repeating soundtrack. Action. During your visualization practice, as you see your desired outcome, begin to repeat your core affirmations silently in your mind. If you are visualizing yourself crossing the finish line of a race, repeat, I am strong, I am resilient, I am an athlete. This combination layers the powerful language of imagery with the power of repetition, sending an undeniable signal to your subconscious. You see it, you say it, you feel it, you become it. Synergy with action. An affirmation without aligned action can feel hollow. Your actions are the ultimate proof to your subconscious that you believe your new words. Action. After stating your affirmation, ask yourself one simple question. What is one small thing I can do right now that aligns with this truth? If your affirmation is, I am a vibrant and healthy person, your action might be to drink a glass of water or go for a 5-minute walk. If your affirmation is, I am a successful and productive professional, your action might be to tackle one small item on your to-do list. These small, aligned actions close the loop between thought, word, and deed, making your transformation rapid and real. What to do. When affirmations feel like a lie initially, your inner critic will fight back hard. You might say, I am worthy of love, and your mind might immediately reply with a list of all the reasons you're not. This is a critical moment. Do not argue with the critical voice. Do not get discouraged. Simply see it as the old programming, trying to protect its territory. Acknowledge it, and then gently but firmly return to your affirmation. You can even say, I hear that thought, but I am choosing to believe this instead. Remember the belief bridge. If an affirmation feels too far-fetched, soften it. Instead of, I love my body, you could start with, I am learning to appreciate my body. Instead of, I am fearless, you could say, I am becoming braver every day. Meet yourself where you are and guide your beliefs forward with kindness. Words have power. The ones you speak to others, and most importantly, the ones you whisper to yourself in the quiet moments of your day. They are not just sounds. They are the building blocks of your beliefs, the commands that shape your destiny. Choose your words as deliberately as a master artist chooses their colors. Use affirmations not as a chore, but as a joyful act of self-creation. Make them your new mental diet, your new inner soundtrack, your new default setting. Now that you have learned to install new, empowering beliefs, it's time to face the old ones head-on. In our next chapter, we will tackle the most stubborn obstacles of all, overcoming limiting beliefs and breaking the invisible chains that have been holding you back for years. Chapter 7. Overcoming limiting beliefs. Breaking free from the chains of doubt. What if you are living in a cage with a door that was never locked? A cage built not of iron bars, but of invisible beliefs like I'm not good enough, I'm too old, or I'll never be successful. These are your limiting beliefs. They are the phantom chains that bind you, the silent whispers of doubt that keep you from soaring to the heights you truly deserve. They are the stories you've told yourself for so long that you've mistaken them for facts. But they are not facts. They are learned limitations. And guess what? Anything that can be learned can be UNLEARNED. That you hold the key to this invisible cage. You have the power to shatter those chains and step into the radiant, powerful person you were born to be. In the last chapter, we installed new, positive beliefs with affirmations. Now, we go deeper. We confront the old, deep-rooted programming head-on. This chapter is your guide to liberation. We will identify the source of these beliefs, challenge their authority, and systematically dismantle them until they have no power over you. It's time to stop just looking through the bars of your cage and start tearing it down. Are you ready to break free? The 4-step liberation process. Breaking free from a lifetime of limiting beliefs isn't a single event. It's a process. Think of it as a systematic demolition of the old structure to make way for the new. Here is your 4-step plan to do just that. Step 1. Identify and expose the belief you cannot fight, what you cannot see. The first step is to drag your limiting belief out of the shadows and into the light. These beliefs often hide behind vague feelings of anxiety or inadequacy. You must give them a name. Action. Take a piece of paper and complete this sentence. I can't your goal because I am the limiting belief. I can't apply for that promotion because I am not smart enough. I can't start my own business because I am too disorganized. I can't find a loving partner because I am unworthy of love. Write it down. Look at it. See the story you've been telling yourself, spelled out in black and white. Step 2. Investigate its origins and question its authority. Now that you've identified the belief, it's time to become a detective. A belief is just a thought you've thought over and over again. Where did this thought come from? Action. Ask yourself these probing questions. Where did I learn to believe this? Was it from a critical parent, a teacher, a childhood bully, or a single painful experience of failure? Is this belief 100% true without a doubt? Can you find even one piece of evidence, one single instance in your entire life where this belief was not true? If you believe you're not smart enough, can you recall a time you learned something new or solved a problem? This one counterexample proves the belief is not an absolute fact, but a biased opinion. What has this belief cost me? What opportunities, relationships, or joys have you missed out on because you held this belief to be true? Understanding the price you've paid creates a powerful motivation for change. By investigating the source and questioning its absolute truth, you begin to strip the belief of its authority. It's no longer a divine truth. It's just an old, second-hand opinion. Step 3. Reframe and replace the belief. You can't just leave a void where the old belief was. You must consciously and deliberately install a new, empowering belief in its place. This is where you rewrite the story. Action. Create a new, empowering belief that directly contradicts the old one. This will become your new core affirmation. Old belief. I am not smart enough. Greater than new belief. I am intelligent and capable of learning anything I set my mind to. Old belief. I am unworthy of love. Greater than new belief. I am whole, complete, and deeply worthy of love. Old belief. It's too late for me. Greater than new belief. It is the perfect time for me to begin, and I have all the wisdom I need to succeed. Write this new belief down. Say it aloud. This is your new truth. Step 4. Gather new evidence. Your brain created the old belief by gathering evidence to support it. Now, you must actively do the same for your new, empowering belief. You must become an evidence collector for your own success. Action. At the end of each day, write down at least one piece of evidence that proves your new belief is true. If your new belief is, I am intelligent and capable, your evidence might be, I learned how to use a new feature in that software today. Or, I understood that difficult concept in the book I'm reading. If your new belief is, I am worthy of love, your evidence could be, my friend called just to check in on me. Or, I was kind to myself today when I made a mistake. This process of gathering new evidence actively rewires your brain through neuroplasticity. You are literally building a new neural pathway, a superhighway of self-belief that will eventually become your new default way of thinking. Living as your new self, this is not a one-time exercise. This is your new way of being. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. The old beliefs may try to surface, especially under stress. When they do, don't panic. Simply walk them through the 4-step process again. Each time you do, their grip will weaken, and your new beliefs will grow stronger. Visualize yourself as the person who lives by your new belief. How do they walk? How do they talk? What choices do they make? Begin to embody that person today. You are not just breaking free from chains. You are soaring into the magnificent reality of who you were always meant to be. Protecting your new beliefs. Curating your environment as you demolish your old inner world and build a new one, you must. Also become the guardian of its gates. Limiting beliefs don't just come from within. They are often reflected and reinforced by our external environment. Imagine planting a delicate new seedling. You wouldn't leave it in a place with harsh winds and toxic soil. The same is true for your new, empowering beliefs. They need a supportive environment to grow strong. The people. Take inventory of the people you spend the most time with. Do they challenge you to grow? Or do they echo your old limiting beliefs? Do they celebrate your ambitions? Or do they meet them with skepticism? This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life, but it does mean you may need to set boundaries. Limit time with those who drain your energy and actively seek out mentors, friends, and communities that align with the person you are becoming. Surround yourself with people who already live by the beliefs you want to adopt. Their success will feel like proof that your goals are possible. The information. Your mind is constantly absorbing information. What are you feeding it? Is your social media feed a highlight reel of things that make you feel inadequate? Or is it a source of inspiration and learning? Is the news you watch focused on fear and limitation, or on innovation and human potential? Make conscious choices about your mental diet. Unfollow, unsubscribe, and unplug from sources that reinforce old, negative programming. Fill that space with podcasts, books, and content that nourish your new beliefs. Protecting your new beliefs is not about building a wall against the world. It's about creating a greenhouse where your potential can flourish, shielded from the harshest elements until it's strong enough to stand on its own. Overcoming limiting beliefs is perhaps the most profound work you will ever do. It is the act of reclaiming your personal history, rewriting your personal narrative, and redefining your personal potential. You are no longer a prisoner of your past. The cage door has been thrown open, and the chains have been shattered. You have proven to yourself that you are not the stories you were told, but the author of the story you choose to live from this day forward. You are worthy. You are capable. You are powerful. Believe it. This process of clearing out the old negative programming creates immense space in your mind. It calms the inner turmoil and quiets the constant chatter. Now that you have created this space, it's time to learn how to live in it. In our next chapter, we will explore the transformative power of mindfulness and present moment focus, the key to unlocking a state of calm, clarity, and unshakable power. Chapter 8. Mindfulness and present moment focus. Your key to unlocking power. Is your mind a runaway train? with thoughts of yesterday's regrets and worries about tomorrow's challenges hurtling down the tracks at 100 miles an hour? You're not alone. We all experience this mental clutter, this constant chatter that pulls us out of the only place where our true power exists, the present moment. But what if you could gently apply the brakes, step off that chaotic train, and find peace and clarity on the platform of right now? That's not just a nice idea. It's a trainable skill called mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind or stopping your thoughts. That's impossible. It's about changing your relationship with your thoughts. It's the art of noticing your thoughts and feelings as they arise without getting swept away by them, like observing clouds drifting across the sky dot in the space that this practice creates. You find your power, the power to choose your response instead of reacting on autopilot, the power to focus your energy on creating the future you want, rather than wasting it on a past you can't change. In this chapter, you will learn simple but profound techniques to anchor yourself in the present moment. You'll discover that this moment is not just a fleeting point in time. It is the master key to unlocking your full potential. Are you ready to come home to the now? The power of anchors, your gateway to the present. Runaway train of your mind will always try to pull you into the past or future. To stay on the platform of the present, you need an anchor. An anchor is simply a point of focus in the present moment that you can return to again and again. Let's explore 3 of the most powerful anchors you can use anytime, anywhere. Anchor 1. The breath. Your breath is your most portable and reliable anchor. It is always with you, and it is always happening now. You cannot breathe in the past or in the future. Focusing on your breath is the foundational practice of Mindfulness. Simple practice. The 3-breath reset. This can be done in 30 seconds at your desk, in your car, or even in the middle of a stressful meeting. Close your eyes if you can, or soften your gaze. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Hold it for a moment. Exhale slowly through your mouth, as if you're blowing through a straw, letting go of tension. Repeat 2 more times. Notice the stillness, however brief. That is the present moment. That is your power. When your mind wanders during this exercise, and it will, simply notice it without judgment and gently guide your attention back to the sensation of your breath. Each time you do this, you are performing a mental bicep curl, strengthening your muscle of focus. Anchor 2. The body. Your body is another powerful gateway to the now. Physical sensations are always happening in the present moment. Tuning into them can instantly pull you out of the chaotic world of your thoughts. Simple practice. The body. Scan. You can do this sitting in a chair. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. Notice the sensation of them touching the floor or the inside of your shoes. Feel the pressure, the temperature, the texture of your socks. Slowly move your awareness up your body to your legs, your hips, the feeling of the chair supporting you. Notice your hands. Are they warm or cold? Are they tense or relaxed? Finally, notice the expression on your face. Is your jaw clenched? Is your brow furrowed? Consciously soften these areas. This practice grounds you in your physical reality, providing an immediate antidote to the ungrounded state of worry or anxiety. Anchor 3. The 5 senses. When you feel overwhelmed by your inner world, the quickest way out is to turn your attention to the outer world through your 5 senses. Simple practice. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grounding technique. Look around you and mentally name 5 things you can see. For example, I see my computer monitor, a blue pen, the light fixture, a plant, the wood grain on my desk. 4 things you can feel. For example, I feel the smooth surface of the table, my feet, flat on the floor, the fabric of my shirt, the cool air on my skin. 3 things you can hear. For example, I hear the hum of the computer, a distant siren, my own breathing. 2 things you can smell. For example, I smell my coffee, the scent of a book. 1 thing you can taste. For example, I can taste the lingering flavor of my lunch. This technique forces your brain to stop its runaway train of thought and focus entirely on the sensory input of the present moment. It is an incredibly effective tool for stopping anxiety in its tracks. From practice to lifestyle mindfulness isn't just something you do for 5 minutes a day. It's a way of living. You can practice mindfulness while washing the dishes by truly feeling the warm water and seeing the soap bubbles. You can practice it while walking by noticing the sensation of your feet on the pavement. Every moment is an opportunity to come home to the now. By consistently using these anchors, you are not denying life's challenges. You are choosing to face them from a place of clarity, calm, and strength. You are choosing to direct your energy where it matters most. Right here, the fruits of presence. What mindfulness gives you practicing mindfulness isn't just about escaping stress. It's about fundamentally upgrading your ability to live. When you consistently bring your focus back to the present, you begin to experience profound shifts in your daily life. Point 1. You move from reaction to response. When you are lost in thought, you are on autopilot. You react to situations based on old programming and ingrained emotional habits. A critical comment triggers an instant defensive reaction. A traffic jam triggers immediate anger. But mindfulness creates a precious gap, a moment of space between a stimulus and your reaction. In that space lies your freedom. You have the power to choose a more conscious, calm, and effective response. This single shift will transform your relationships and your professional life, too. You amplify your joy. How many beautiful moments have you missed because your mind was elsewhere? The taste of a perfect cup of coffee, the warmth of a loved one's hug, the stunning color of a sunset. These moments are the true texture of a happy life. When you are present, you don't just experience these things, you absorb them. Joy is no longer a fleeting event you barely notice. It becomes a deep, rich experience you can fully savor. Mindfulness teaches you to find the magic hidden in the mundane. 3. You enhance your focus and performance. Whether you're an athlete, an artist, or a professional, peak performance happens in a state of flow, a state of complete immersion in the present moment. By practicing mindfulness, you are training your brain to enter this state more easily. Distractions lose their power. Your ability to concentrate on the task at hand sharpens dramatically. You become more efficient, more creative, and more effective in everything you do. 4. You cultivate inner peace. True peace is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to remain centered in the midst of them. By learning to be the calm sky that observes the passing weather of your thoughts, you develop a resilient inner core. External chaos no longer has the same power to disrupt your internal state. This is the unshakable peace that comes from knowing you are separate from the turmoil of your mind. Your power does not live in yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's anxieties. It lives here now, in this breath. This moment is your point of creation, your point of choice, your point of peace. Embrace mindfulness not as another task to add to your to-do list, but as a gift you give yourself, the gift of your own life. Take a moment, breathe, be present. This is your power. This is your moment. Now that you have learned to quiet the mind and find your power in the present, it's time to direct that power outward. In our next chapter, we will explore one of the most exciting and misunderstood principles of creation, harnessing the law of attraction to consciously draw your desires into your reality. Chapter 9. Harnessing the law of attraction. Your thoughts are constantly broadcasting a signal to the universe, like a powerful radio station. The law of attraction is the universal receiver that simply and faithfully plays back whatever frequency you are tuned to. There is no judgment. There is no preference. There is only a perfect match dot. So, take a moment and be honest with yourself. What station have you been broadcasting on? Are you tuned to the frequency of lack, frustration, and it never works out for me? Or are you broadcasting on the frequency of abundance, joy, and confident expectation? The law of attraction is the fundamental principle that like attracts like. Your inner world of thoughts and feelings creates a vibrational reality that the universe mirrors back to you in your outer world of circumstances and experiences. This is why just working harder is often not enough. If your underlying frequency is one of struggle, you will only attract more opportunities to struggle. But here is the most empowering truth. You control the dial. You have the power to consciously change the channel. This isn't about pretending problems don't exist. It's about shifting your dominant focus from the problem to the solution, from what you lack to what you are creating. In this chapter, you will learn the practical steps to raise your vibration, tune into the frequency of your desires, and become a deliberate creator of your own life. Are you ready to change the channel? The journey begins now. The 3-step process to becoming a deliberate attractor harnessing. The law of attraction isn't a passive activity. It's a co-creative process. It follows a simple but powerful 3-step formula. Ask, believe, and receive. Let's break down how to master each step. Step 1. Ask with clarity. Tune to your desired frequency. The universe cannot deliver what you do not clearly ask for. Vague desires lead to vague results. Your job is to get crystal clear on what you want to attract into your life. This is where the work you did on visualization becomes essential. The practice. Don't just think, I want more money. Define it. My goal is to attract an extra $1,000 this month. Don't just say, I want a new job. Describe it. I am attracting a fulfilling career where I can use my creative talents, work with a supportive team, and earn a salary of X. Get specific. Write it down. Create a detailed mental picture of your desire, as if it's already yours. This clarity is the first step in tuning your radio dial to the exact frequency of what you want. Step 2. Believe with unwavering faith. Broadcast. A strong signal. This is often the most challenging step. It's not enough to simply ask. You must believe that what you've asked for is on its way. You must broadcast your signal with the powerful emotions of faith and expectation, not the weak, static-filled emotions of doubt and worry. This is where all the tools we've learned come together to build your belief. Amplify with affirmations. Repeat your powerful, present tense affirmations daily. I am a magnet for my desires. The universe is conspiring in my favor. These statements reinforce your belief on a subconscious level. Fuel with gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate frequency shifter. You cannot be in a state of lack and a state of gratitude at the same time. Start a daily gratitude practice, focusing not just on what you have, but also on being grateful for your desire, as if you have already received it. I am so grateful for the perfect partner who has come into my life. This preemptive gratitude sends a powerful signal of faith. Embody with visualization. Live in the end result during your visualization practice. See it, feel it, and generate the emotions of your wish fulfilled. This closes the vibrational gap between where you are and where you want to be. Your belief becomes a deep, cellular knowing. Step 3. Receive with openness. Allow the signal to come through. Once you have asked and are holding the belief, your final job is to get out of the way and allow the manifestation to arrive. This means letting go of the how and the when. Your job is the what. The universe's job is the how. Trying to control the process is like constantly messing with the radio antenna. It just creates static and blocks the signal. Receiving is an active state of allowing. It involves taking inspired action. This isn't the same as struggling or forcing things. Inspired action feels good, light, and exciting. It's that sudden urge to call an old friend, the idea to take a different route home, the impulse to sign up for a class. The law of attraction opens doors. Inspired action is you confidently walking through them, recognizing the signs. The universe often communicates in whispers and synchronicities. You might hear the same song 3 times in a day, or overhear a conversation that gives you the perfect idea. Pay attention. These are not coincidences. They are signs that you are aligned and your desire is on its way. Maintaining a high vibration. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with positivity. Practice self-care and do things that make you feel good. A happy, joyful person is an open channel for receiving. A stressed, anxious person is a closed one. Harnessing the law of attraction is a dance between your inner work and your outer actions. It requires patience, persistence, and a deep trust in the process. Keep your focus on the positive, celebrate every small sign of alignment, and know that you are a powerful creator, fully capable of attracting the life of your dreams. Navigating the inevitable roadblocks as you practice becoming a deliberate attractor. You will inevitably face challenges. Your old programming will fight back, and your patience will be tested. Understanding these roadblocks is key to moving through them gracefully. Roadblock 1. The resistance of where is it? You've asked, you're trying to believe, but you keep looking around and thinking, well, where is it? This is the single biggest block to receiving. The moment you notice the absence of your desire, you switch your radio dial from the frequency of having to the frequency of lacking. You are no longer broadcasting faith. You are broadcasting doubt. The solution. Focus on the feeling, not the form. When you find yourself getting impatient, immediately shift your focus away from the physical manifestation and back to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. How does it feel to be wealthy, love, or healthy? Generate that feeling now. Your job is to feel good now, not to constantly check if your order is shipped. Trust that the delivery is on its way. Roadblock 2. Conflicting beliefs. You might be affirming, I am worthy of abundance. But deep down, a limiting belief from your childhood whispers, money is the root of all evil. Or, I don't deserve to have more than my parents did. This creates a vibrational tug of war. Your desire is pulling one way, and your limiting belief is pulling the other. The solution: do the deeper work. This is why the previous chapters on identifying negative thought patterns and overcoming limiting beliefs are so crucial. The law of attraction responds to your dominant vibration. If a desire isn't manifesting, it's often a sign that there is a conflicting belief you need to unearth and release. Use the techniques from Chapter 7 to dismantle the resistance at its root. Roadblock 3. Giving up too soon. Manifestation is like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed on Monday and then dig it up on Wednesday to see if it's growing. You water it, you make sure it has sunlight, and you trust that it's germinating beneath the surface. Many people give up just moments before the seedling is about to break through the soil. The solution: fall in love with the journey. Find joy in the process itself. Find joy in the feeling of gratitude, the excitement of visualization, and the peace of your affirmations. When you fall in love with the feeling, the physical manifestation becomes a wonderful bonus rather than a desperate need. This releases the pressure and allows things to flow to you more easily. The law of attraction is not about escaping reality. It's about being so intentional with your inner reality that you fundamentally change your outer one. It is the ultimate expression of the principle that you become what you think. You are a vibrational being, living in a vibrational universe. take control of your broadcast. Tune your frequency to joy, gratitude, and unwavering faith. Ask, believe, and then open your arms to receive. Chapter 10. Aligning your thoughts and actions. Building your dream life. Brick by brick you've become the architect of your reality. You've drafted beautiful, detailed blueprints with your thoughts, your visualizations, and your affirmations. You've harnessed the law of attraction to align the universe with your vision. But a blueprint, no matter how brilliant, will never keep the rain out, Dot. It's time to pick up the hammer. It's time to move from being the architect to also being the builder. This chapter is where the dream meets the dirt. It's where we take all the incredible inner work you've done and translate it into real world, tangible results. Think about it. Your thoughts are the electricity, but your actions are the machine that electricity powers. Without action, you have all this potential, all this energy, but nothing gets done. Aligning your thoughts with your actions is the secret to creating unstoppable momentum. It's about ensuring that the person you are in your mind is the same person who shows up in the world every single day. Are your daily activities a reflection of your dreams, or are they pulling you in the opposite direction? It's time to close that gap. In this chapter, you will learn how to break down your grand vision into small, consistent, daily actions, the bricks that will build the mansion of your dreams. Are you ready to start building? The bridge from dream to done. A practical framework. The biggest reason people fail to take action is that their dreams feel too big, too distant, too overwhelming. The gap between where they are and where they want to be looks like an impassable canyon. We're going to build a bridge across that canyon, one plank at a time. Here's how. Step 1. Define your keystone goal. Instead of trying to change everything at once, identify the one keystone goal that, if achieved, would make everything else in your life easier. Is it improving your physical health, which would give you more energy for your career and relationships? Is it mastering your finances, which would reduce stress and open up new opportunities? Is it launching your side business, which should provide a sense of purpose and fulfillment? Action. Choose one keystone goal to focus on for the next 90 days. Write it down at the top of a piece of paper. This clarity prevents you from scattering your energy and ensures you make meaningful progress. Step 2. Break it down into bricks. A mansion is built one brick at a time. A marathon is run one step at a time. Your keystone goal must be broken down into small, non-intimidating bricks or monthly milestones. Action. Look at your 90-day goal. What needs to happen in the first 30 days to be on track? What about the second 30 days? The third goal. Launch a side business in 90 days. Month 1 bricks. Finalize business idea. Create a business plan. Register the business name. Month 2 bricks. Build a basic website. Set up social media. Create an initial product or service offering. Month 3 bricks. Develop a marketing plan. Reach out to first potential clients. Officially launch. Step 3. Schedule your 5-minute actions. This is where resistance crumbles. For each of your monthly bricks, identify tiny 5-minute actions you can take each day. The key is to make the first step so easy you can't say no. Action. Instead of putting build website on your to-do list, which is overwhelming, your action for today is spend 5 minutes researching website builders. Instead of write a book, the action is write 1 paragraph. Instead of get in shape, the action is do a 5-minute walk. These small, consistent actions are the secret ingredient. They build momentum, create new habits, and trick your brain into starting projects that once seemed impossible. 5 minutes often turns into 10, which turns into 30. The hardest part is always starting. Step 4. Create an action-focused environment. Your environment should make your desired actions easier and your distractions harder. You must become the architect of your physical space, just as you are the architect of your thoughts. Action. Want to exercise in the morning? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Want to write more? Place your journal and a pen on your pillow before you go to bed. Want to stop wasting time on your phone? Move distracting apps off your home screen and turn off non-essential notifications. That make your aligned actions the path of least resistance. Power of aligned action. When your actions are aligned with your thoughts, a powerful feedback loop is created. Your action proves your belief. When you take an action, no matter how small, you send a powerful message to your subconscious that you are the type of person who follows through. This strengthens your belief in yourself. Your belief fuels your action. As your belief strengthens, taking the next action becomes easier. You are no longer fighting resistance. You are acting from a place of confident identity. This is the momentum that separates dreamers from creators. It's about showing up for yourself and your dreams, not just when you're motivated, but every single day. One brick, one step, one 5-minute action at a time. You've got this. Overcoming the enemies of action. Procrastination and perfectionism as you start laying your bricks. 2 old enemies will show up to halt construction. Procrastination and its close cousin, perfectionism. Procrastination is often just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of judgment. You delay starting the work because if you don't start, you can't fail. Perfectionism is the belief that you must wait for the perfect time or create a perfect product, which is just another clever excuse to never start at all. The antidote to both is simple. Embrace good enough. The good enough principle. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. The first draft of your business plan will not be perfect. Your first workout will not be your best. Your first sales call will likely be awkward. That's not just okay. It's necessary. Action over perfection. Your goal is not to lay a perfect brick. Your goal is to lay the brick. Consistent, imperfect action will always outperform delayed, perfect planning. You can refine and improve as you go. The most successful people in the world didn't start with a perfect product. They started with a good enough version and iterated their way to excellence. So, when you feel the pull of procrastination, recognize it as fear and take a tiny, good enough action immediately. This is how you defeat the enemies of progress, the fuel of momentum. Tracking and celebrating your wins to keep your motivation high. You need to see that your efforts are paying off. This is where tracking your progress becomes essential. It's the proof that your daily bricklaying is actually building something. The practice of tracking. Keep a simple log or use a calendar. At the end of each day, put a check mark or a star on the days you took your aligned action. This visual chain of progress becomes incredibly motivating. You won't want to break the chain. The power of celebration. When you complete a brick or a milestone, celebrate it. This isn't frivolous. It's a crucial part of the process. Celebration releases dopamine in your brain, creating a positive neurological connection to the action you just took. This makes you more likely to want to do it again. Your celebration doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be listening to your favorite song, enjoying a special cup of tea, or simply taking a moment to pause. Close your eyes and say to yourself, I did it. I'm proud of myself. This cycle of action, tracking, and celebration is the engine of achievement. It reinforces your new identity as someone who gets things done. Your dream life is not a distant mirage. It is a structure waiting to be built, and you have the blueprints, the tools, and the power to construct it. Aligning your thoughts with your actions is the moment you stop wishing and start building. It's about the daily choice to lay one more brick to take one more step, to show up for your future self. This consistent, focused effort is the most powerful force for transformation you possess. Now that you have the blueprint for bridging your inner and outer worlds, it's time to apply these principles to one of the most desired areas of life. In our next chapter, we will focus specifically on manifesting abundance and prosperity, and turning your new skills into tangible wealth and success. Chapter 11. Manifesting abundance and prosperity. What if everything you believe about creating wealth is wrong? What if prosperity isn't about struggling, working harder, or chasing after scarce opportunities? What if it's an inside job, a fundamental shift in your thinking that turns you into a powerful magnet for abundance in all its forms? This isn't some far-off dream reserved for a lucky few. It is a reality waiting to be unlocked, and the key, as always, lies within your thoughts. It's time to move beyond the mindset of just getting by and step into a life of thriving. But first, let's redefine our terms. Abundance isn't just about money. It's the feeling of having more than enough time, love, energy, creativity, and joy. Prosperity isn't just a fat bank account. It's the state of flourishing, growing, and succeeding in all areas of your life. In this chapter, we will apply all the powerful tools you've learned, visualization, affirmations, and aligned action to this specific, vital area. You will learn to shift from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance, to focus on the value you provide rather than the bills you have to pay, and to open the floodgates for prosperity to flow into your life. Are you ready to rewrite your story of wealth? Let's begin the foundational shift from a lack mentality to an abundance mindset. Single greatest obstacle to prosperity is living with a scarcity mindset. This is the deep-seated belief that there isn't enough to go around, not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough good fortune. It's a mindset rooted in fear, competition, and limitation, not an abundance mindset. On the other hand, operates from a place of trust, creativity, and expansion. It's the core belief that the universe is abundant and that there is more than enough for everyone. Your first task is to consciously shift your operating system from scarcity to abundance. Here's how to make that shift. 1. Uproot your limiting beliefs about money. Not many of us carry deep-seated, often unconscious, negative beliefs about money that we inherited from our family or culture. These are the weeds that choke our financial growth. Action. Take out a journal and complete these sentences honestly. Money is ... Rich people are ... I can't be wealthy because ... Be brutally honest. Do beliefs like money is the root of all evil, rich people are greedy, or it's not spiritual to want money come up? These are the limiting beliefs you must challenge and reframe using the techniques from Chapter 7. Replace them with empowering beliefs like money is a tool for good. Wealthy people can be generous and kind, and I can be both spiritual and prosperous. 2. Focus on value, not lack. A scarcity mindset focuses on expenses, bills, and what's leaving your bank account. An abundance mindset focuses on value, service, and what's flowing through you. Action. Shift your daily focus. Instead of worrying about paying the bills, ask yourself, how can I provide more value to the world today? Whether you're an employee, a business owner, or a parent, focusing on delivering your best, helping others, and solving problems naturally attracts compensation and opportunity. When you pay a bill, do it with gratitude. Instead of thinking, there goes my money, think, I am grateful I have the resources to pay for this valuable service, like electricity or housing. This simple reframe changes the energy around money from one of painful loss to one of grateful circulation. 3. Practice prosperity visioneering and affirmations. Now, we apply our proven tools directly to the frequency of abundance. Visualization. Don't just visualize a pile of money. Visualize the freedom and lifestyle that money provides. See yourself booking a dream vacation without checking your bank account. Feel the joy of donating generously to a cause you love. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from being debt-free. Generate the feeling of financial security and freedom. Affirmations. Craft and repeat affirmations that reinforce your new abundant identity. I am a magnet for money and opportunities. Prosperity flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am worthy of building incredible wealth. I manage my money wisely, and it grows every day. 4. Take inspired, abundant action. Manifesting abundance isn't a passive wish. It's a co-creative partnership. Your inner work aligns your energy, and your outer work brings it into physical form. Action. What is one small, inspired action you can take today that aligns with a prosperous identity? It could be spending 15 minutes learning a new skill that increases your value in the marketplace. It could be creating a budget and a savings plan, which is an act of respecting your money. It could be decluttering your office to make space for new opportunities to flow in. Listen for those intuitive nudges and act on them without hesitation. Inspired action feels expansive and exciting, not like a struggle. Cultivating a prosperous mind is an ongoing practice. There will be days when old fears surface. That's okay. Gently guide your thoughts back to abundance, gratitude, and value. Consistency is the key. The more you consciously choose to think and act from a place of abundance, the more it will become your natural state of being, and your outer world will have no choice but to reflect it back to you. The power of embodiment. Acting as if. Of the most potent techniques for accelerating your journey to abundance is to begin acting as if you are already the prosperous person you wish to be. This is not about being fake or spending money you don't have. It's about embodying the mindset and habits of your future self. Today, the practice. Ask yourself throughout the day, how would the wealthy, successful version of me handle this situation? Would they complain about a small setback? Or would they see it as a learning opportunity? Would they make decisions from a place of fear and lack? Or from a place of confidence and creativity? Would they dress sloppily for a meeting? Or would they present themselves with pride and professionalism? Regardless of their current title, by consciously choosing the thoughts, decisions, and actions of your prosperous future self, you close the vibrational gap between who you are and who you are becoming. You are sending an undeniable message to the universe that you are ready for the next level because you are already living it on an energetic level. Unlocking the flow, the paradox of generosity, a scarcity mindset hoards. It clings tightly to what it has, fearing there won't be more. An abundance mindset understands a fundamental universal law. To receive, you must also give. Generosity is the ultimate expression of an abundance mindset. It is a powerful declaration to the universe that you have more than enough and that you trust more is on its way. This doesn't mean you have to give away large sums of money. The universe responds to the energy of generosity, not the amount. The practice. Find small ways to be generous every day. Give a genuine compliment. This is giving the gift of appreciation. Give your full, undivided attention to someone in a conversation. This is giving the gift of presence. Give a small tip to a service worker with a genuine smile. Give away something you no longer need to someone who does. This creates a vacuum for new things to enter your life. By practicing generosity, you are stepping into the flow of circulation. You are moving from being a stagnant pond of resources to being a flowing river, where abundance comes to you and also flows through you to others. This keeps the energy moving and opens you up to receive from unexpected channels. Manifesting abundance and prosperity is your birthright. It is not about luck or privilege. It is about conscious alignment. It is about clearing out the old, toxic beliefs of scarcity and deliberately cultivating a rich, fertile inner world of abundance, gratitude, and value. Believe in your worthiness to receive. Shift your focus from what you lack to the value you provide. Act as if your success is inevitable. Give freely from a place of trust. When you master this inner game, the outer game will take care of itself. The floodgates will open, and prosperity will become your new normal. Now that we've applied these principles to our finances, let's turn to another vital area of well-being. In our next chapter, we will explore the untapped power of your mind-body connection and learn how your thoughts directly impact your physical health and vitality. Chapter 12. The untapped power of your mind-body connection. Have you ever had a thought so stressful it gave you a headache? Or felt a wave of anxiety that made your stomach turn? Or a moment of pure joy that made your heart feel like it was floating? This isn't your imagination. This is the mind-body connection in action. Every single thought you have, whether conscious or subconscious, creates a real, physical, chemical reaction in your body. Your mind isn't just some isolated command center. In your head, it's in every cell, influencing your digestion, your heart rate, your immune system, and your overall vitality. The question is, are your thoughts building health or breeding disease? Think of your mind as the conductor and your body as the orchestra. A stressed, fearful mind directs a symphony of chaos-releasing stress hormones like cortisol that, over time, can lead to chronic inflammation, weakened immunity, and serious health problems. But a calm, positive, and grateful mind directs a symphony of harmony, flooding your body with healing chemicals like endorphins and serotonin that boost your health and promote well-being. In this chapter, we will explore this incredible, untapped power. You will learn not just how your thoughts impact your health, but how to use this connection as a powerful tool for healing, energy, and vitality. It's time to stop letting your thoughts make you sick and start using them to make you well. Are you ready to unlock your body's full potential? 3 powerful practices to harmonize your mind and body harnessing. The mind-body connection isn't about wishing yourself well. It's about engaging in deliberate practices that strengthen the communication between your inner world and your physical self. Here are 3 of the most effective ways to start conducting your symphony of health. 1. The practice of conscious relaxation. Releasing stored stress. Your body keeps the score. Every stressful thought, every anxious moment can get stored in your body as physical tension in your clenched jaw, your tight shoulders, your aching back. Conscious relaxation is the act of intentionally releasing this stored stress. The technique: progressive muscle relaxation. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Start with your feet. Tense all the muscles in your feet and toes, holding the tension for 5 seconds. Release the tension completely and notice the feeling of relaxation for 10 seconds. Slowly work your way up your body, tensing and then releasing each major muscle. Group your calves, your thighs, your abdomen, your hands and arms, your shoulders, and finally, the muscles in your face. This practice teaches your body the profound difference between tension and relaxation, giving you greater control over your physical state and flushing out the chemical byproducts of stress. 2. The practice of healing. Visualization. Your internal MRI. Just as you can visualize a goal into existence, you can visualize health and healing within your body. Your subconscious mind directs your body's autonomic functions, the healing, the cell repair, the immune response. Visualization is how you give it new, positive instructions. The technique: the healing light. Close your eyes and take a few deep, calming breaths. Imagine a warm, brilliant, healing light. It can be white, gold, or any color that feels healing to you. Visualize this light entering your body through the top of your head or your heart. Direct this light to any part of your body that feels pain, tension, or sickness. Imagine it bathing every cell in that area, dissolving any discomfort, and restoring every cell to its perfect, vibrant state. Feel a sense of warmth, ease, and gratitude for your body's incredible ability to heal itself. This practice is a powerful way to support any medical care you are receiving and to activate your body's own healing mechanisms. 3. The practice of mindful movement, listening to your body's wisdom. Your body is not just a vehicle. It is an intelligent feedback system. Aches, pains, fatigue, and even illness are often messages from your body telling you that something is out of balance. Practices like yoga, tai chi, or even a simple mindful walk are ways to get out of your head and into your body, allowing you to hear its wisdom. The technique, the body's dialogue. Before you begin any physical activity, take a moment to check in. Ask your body, what do you need today? Does it need an intense workout, or does it need gentle stretching? During the movement, pay full attention to the physical sensations. Notice which muscles are working, where you feel resistance, and where you feel open. If you feel pain, don't just push through it. See it as a message. Does that area need more rest, more support? This practice transforms exercise from a chore into a loving conversation with your body. Your body believes every word you say. Finally, pay attention to the language you use about your health. Do you say things like, I always get sick this time of year, or my back is killing me, or I'm just so tired? Your body is listening. Start using affirmations that reinforce your desired state of health. Every cell in my body is vibrant and healthy. I am full of boundless energy and vitality. My body is a miraculous self-healing machine. By combining these practices, conscious relaxation, healing visualization, mindful movement, and positive affirmation, you move from being a passive victim of your body's ailments to an active co-creator of your own well-being. Nurture your mind, and your body will follow. The journey to a healthier, happier you truly begins within. The two-way street. How your body can change your mind. So far, we focused on how your mind influences your body, but this connection is a two-way street. Your physical posture and actions can send powerful signals back to your brain, instantly changing your mental and emotional state. Think about it. When you feel sad or defeated, how do you sit? Your shoulders slump, your head hangs down, and you physically make yourself smaller. When you feel confident and proud, you stand tall, pull your shoulders back, and open your chest. You can consciously use this connection to your advantage. You don't have to wait to feel confident to stand confidently. You can stand confidently to feel confident. The power pose technique. Social science has shown that adopting a power pose for just 2 minutes can measurably increase testosterone, the dominance hormone, and decrease cortisol, the stress hormone. Action. Before a stressful event like a presentation or important meeting, find a private space, like a bathroom stall or an empty office. Stand like a superhero, feet apart, hands on your hips, chest out, and chin up. Hold this pose for 2 minutes. Breathe deeply. This simple physical shift sends a message to your brain. I am powerful. I am confident. I am ready. You are physically embodying the state you wish to create. Straighten your back right now as you listen to this. Pull your shoulders back and take a deep breath. Feel the immediate shift in your energy. You are not just changing your posture. You are changing your perspective. Your body is not just a machine you inhabit. It is your most intimate partner on this journey of life. It is constantly speaking to you, responding to you, and working to support you. Harnessing the mind-body connection is about learning to honor this partnership. It's about listening to your body's wisdom, nurturing it with healing thoughts, and using its physical power to reinforce a positive mental state. You are not a mind that has a body. You are a magnificent, integrated system of mind and body. When you master this inner symphony, you unlock a level of health, vitality, and resilience you may have never thought possible. Now that you have learned to harmonize your inner world with your physical self, it is time to develop the core operating system that will sustain all of these changes. In our next chapter, we will explore how to cultivate the foundation of all lasting transformation, developing an empowered mindset. Chapter 13. Developing an empowered mindset, taking control of your destiny or life, is a story being written every single day. The only question is, are you a character simply reacting to the plot? Or are you the author holding the pen? For too long, many of us have lived like characters in a story we didn't write, drifting through life, reacting to circumstances, and feeling like passengers instead of pilots. We wait for things to happen to us. This chapter is your invitation to pick up the pen. It's about developing an empowered mindset, the core belief that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by your response to them. It's the fundamental shift from "this is happening to me" to "this is happening for me." An empowered mindset isn't about ignoring life's challenges. It's about facing them with the unwavering conviction that you have the power to overcome, to learn, and to grow. It is the operating system that makes all the other tools we've discussed, visualization, affirmations, and aligned action, truly effective. Are you ready to stop just reading your life story and start actively writing it? It's time to take control of your destiny. Let's begin. The 4 pillars of an empowered mindset. Developing an empowered mindset is like building a fortress. It needs a strong foundation and 4 sturdy pillars to withstand any storm. Let's construct them one by one. Pillar 1, radical responsibility. Foundation of all empowerment is taking 100% responsibility for your life. This is not about blame. It is about power. As long as you blame external circumstances, your boss, your past, the economy, you are giving your power away. You are saying, "I am a victim, and I cannot change until they do." An empowered person understands that while they cannot always control what happens to them, they have absolute control over their response, their attitude, and their next action. The empowered shift. The next time you face a setback, resist the urge to blame. Instead, ask yourself 3 powerful questions. What is my role in this? What can I learn from this? What is my next empowered move? This shifts you from a state of helpless victimhood to one of powerful ownership. Pillar 2, deliberate self-talk, author of your life. Story must control the narrator. As we've learned, your self-talk is the constant script that runs your life. An empowered mindset requires that this script be one of encouragement, not criticism. This is where the practice of self-compassion becomes a non-negotiable skill. When you make a mistake, an empowered person doesn't say, "I'm such an idiot." They say, "Okay, that didn't work. What's a better approach?" They treat themselves like a valued friend or a promising student, offering guidance instead of judgment. The empowered shift. Become the guardian of your own mind. When you catch your inner critic, thank it for its input, and then consciously replace its words with the words of a compassionate coach. "This is tough, but I'm capable of figuring it out." Pillar 3, a vision-driven identity. An empowered person is not defined by their past. They are pulled forward by their future. They have a clear, compelling vision for the person they want to become and the life they want to create. This vision acts as their North Star, guiding their daily decisions. The empowered shift. Practice acting as if. Throughout your day, ask yourself, what would the most empowered, successful future version of me do in this situation? Would they hit the snooze button? Or would they get up and move their body? Would they shrink from a challenge? Or would they embrace it as an opportunity to grow? By consistently making choices that align with your ideal future self, you begin to embody that identity now. Your actions literally pull your future reality into your present. Pillar 4. A curated environment. No author can write a masterpiece in a chaotic, distracting environment. An empowered person understands that their mindset is profoundly influenced by what and who they surround themselves with. They are ruthless about curating their environment to support their growth. The empowered shift. Take inventory of your inputs. People. Who lifts you up and inspires you? Spend more time with them. Who drains your energy or reinforces your limitations? Set loving boundaries with them. Information. What are you feeding your mind? Unfollow social media accounts. The trigger. Comparison. Replace mindless scrolling with an inspiring podcast or an educational book. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. By choosing positivity, you create a fertile ground where your empowered mindset can flourish. The journey of empowerment developing. An empowered mindset is not a destination you arrive at one day. It is a continuous daily practice of choosing. Responsibility over blame, compassion over criticism, vision over history, and empowerment over victimhood. Not believe in your power to change. Trust in your ability to write a new chapter, a new ending, a new story. You hold the pen. Now, what will? You write? The ultimate choice. Victim or creator? Ultimately, every moment of your life presents you with a fundamental choice. You can approach it from a victim mindset or a creator mindset. The victim mindset asks, why is this happening to me? It looks for someone or something to blame, that it focuses on the problem and the reasons why it can't be solved, that it feels powerless, and waits for external conditions to change. Its energy is one of complaint, resentment, and helplessness. The creator mindset, which is the essence of empowerment, asks, how can I use this? What can I create from this? It takes radical responsibility for its response. It focuses on the solution and the possibilities within the challenge. It feels powerful and knows that it can create change from within. Its energy is one of creativity, resilience, and opportunity. Is not just a semantic difference. It is a profound shift in your entire orientation to life. The victim sees roadblocks. The creator sees building materials. The victim is a character in the story. The creator is the author holding the pen. Your empowered mindset is your commitment to being a creator, no matter the circumstances. It is the declaration that you are the primary cause of your own experience. You are capable of incredible things, far more than your past programming has led you to believe. Building an empowered mindset is the act of reclaiming that truth. It's about taking ownership of your thoughts, your responses, and your destiny. It is a journey, not a destination, and it requires daily commitment. But as you continue to build these 4 pillars: radical responsibility, deliberate self-talk, a vision-driven identity, and a curated environment, you will find that your entire world begins to transform. You will no longer be a reflection of your circumstances. Your circumstances will become a reflection of you. This empowered mindset is the fertile ground for all growth. But what if we could accelerate that growth? What if there was a way to see challenges not just as things to overcome, but as the very fuel for your evolution? In our next chapter, we will explore the powerful concept of embracing a growth mindset and unlocking your limitless potential for learning and development. Chapter 14. Embracing a growth mindset. Unleash your limitless potential. Have you ever felt like you've hit a ceiling? A point in your career, your skills, or your personal development where you just can't seem to break through, no matter how hard you try? That ceiling isn't real. It's an illusion, a self-imposed limitation created by what psychologists call a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is the belief that your intelligence, your talents, and your abilities are set in stone. You either have it or you don't. From this perspective. Every challenge becomes a test that could expose your limitations, and every failure becomes a final verdict on your worth. But there is another way, a more powerful, more accurate way of seeing yourself. It's called the growth mindset. A growth mindset is the understanding that your potential isn't a fixed quantity, but a dynamic, ever-expanding landscape. It's the belief that your abilities can be cultivated through dedication, effort, and a love of learning. From this perspective, challenges are not threats. They are exciting opportunities to grow. Failure is not a verdict. It is valuable feedback on the path to mastery. In this chapter, we're handing you the sledgehammer to smash through your self-imposed ceilings. You will learn how to shift from a fixed to a growth mindset, to embrace challenges, to learn from setbacks, and to unlock a level of potential you never thought possible. Your journey to becoming limitless starts now. The 4 practices of a growth mindset. Shifting from a fixed to a growth mindset is a conscious practice. It requires you to notice your old thought patterns and deliberately choose new ones. Here are the 4 key practices that will help you make that shift and begin cultivating your limitless potential. 1. Listen to your language and add yet. The first step is to become aware of the language of your fixed mindset. It often shows up in absolute, definitive statements. I'm not good at public speaking. I can't understand this. I'm not a creative person. The most powerful tool to combat this is a simple 3-letter word, yet. Adding yet to the end of a fixed mindset statement instantly transforms it into a growth mindset statement. It acknowledges where you are now while opening the door to future possibility. The growth mindset shift. I'm not good at public speaking. Yet. I don't understand this. Yet. I haven't figured out how to be more creative. Yet. Practice this daily. Catch yourself in a fixed statement and consciously add yet. This small linguistic tweak rewires your brain to see your abilities as a work in progress, not a final judgment. 2. Reframe challenges and effort. A fixed mindset sees challenges as risks and effort as a sign of weakness. If you were truly smart or talented, it would come easily. A growth mindset sees challenges as the path to growth and effort as the mechanism that activates your potential. The growth mindset shift. When facing a challenge, instead of thinking, what if I fail? Ask, what can I learn from this? See it as a fascinating puzzle to solve or a chance to stretch your abilities. When something feels hard, instead of thinking, I must be bad at this, tell yourself, this is my brain making new connections. This feeling of effort is the feeling of getting smarter. Reframe struggle as the feeling of growth in action. 3. Seek and embrace feedback. Not just praise. A fixed mindset craves praise because it validates existing talent. You're so smart. It fears criticism because it feels like a personal attack. A growth mindset actively seeks constructive feedback because it provides the roadmap for improvement. The growth mindset shift. After completing a project or a task, don't just ask, did you like it? Ask growth-oriented questions. What's one thing I could have done better? What would you have done differently? What was the weakest part of this for you? See feedback not as criticism of your worth, but as invaluable data that fuels your development. Thank the person for their input and look for the lesson within it. 4. Learn from the success of others. A fixed mindset often feels threatened by the success of others. It triggers feelings of jealousy or comparison because it operates from a place of limited talent. If they have it, maybe you don't. A growth mindset is inspired by the success of others. The growth mindset shift. When you see someone who has achieved what you want to achieve, don't see them as a threat. See them as a mentor or a blueprint. Ask yourself, what can I learn from their journey? What strategies did they use? What can I model from their work ethic? Their success becomes proof of what's possible, and provides a valuable lesson in how to get there. You are a work in progress. Embracing a growth mindset is about falling in love with the process of learning, stretching, and becoming. It's about trading the need for approval for the passion for improvement. Remember the child you once were? Learning to walk. You fell down hundreds of times. You never once thought, well, I guess walking isn't for me. You simply got up and tried again. That innate capacity for growth, that resilience, that love of the challenge, it is still within you, waiting to be rediscovered. Embrace it, unleash it, and watch as the ceilings you once saw disappear into an open sky of limitless potential. The ultimate growth hack, redefining your relationship with failure. Perhaps the most profound difference between a fixed and a growth mindset lies in their relationship with failure. A fixed mindset lives in mortal fear of failure. To fail is to be a failure. It's a permanent stain on your record, a confirmation of your inadequacy. This fear is paralyzing. It keeps you from taking risks, trying new things, and stepping outside your comfort zone where all true growth happens. A growth mindset understands that failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential part of success. It is not a verdict. It is data. Failure is data. When an experiment fails, a scientist doesn't throw up their hands and quit. They analyze the data, learn what didn't work, and design a new, more informed experiment. You must treat your failures the same way. Every failure provides you with invaluable information about what strategies to avoid and what skills you need to develop. It is the most effective teacher you will ever have, decoupling your worth from your results. Your performance on a task is not a measure of your worth as a person. With a growth mindset, you learn to separate your identity from your outcomes. You are not your successes, and you are not your failures. You are a lifelong learner on a journey of continuous improvement. This separation liberates you to take on bigger challenges without the crippling fear of personal judgment. So, dare to fail. Dare to be a beginner. Dare to try things you're not good at yet, because the only true failure is the failure to. Try the failure to learn, the failure to grow. The belief that your qualities are carved in stone is a prison of your own making. The belief that you can cultivate your abilities through effort and perseverance is the key that sets you free. Embracing a growth mindset is about understanding that you are not a finished product. You are a magnificent work in progress. It is a commitment to lifelong learning, a passion for stretching yourself, and the resilience to get back up every time you fall. This is the path to mastery in any field. This is the path to unlocking the limitless potential that has been waiting within you all along. This journey of growth can be challenging, and often we carry heavy burdens from the past that weigh us down. In our next chapter, we will address this directly by learning how to practice releasing emotional baggage so you can travel on your path to growth, lighter and freer than ever before. Chapter 15. Releasing Emotional Baggage. Unlocking Your True Potential. Have you ever felt like you're trying to sail toward a bright future, but no matter how hard you work, you just can't seem to make progress? You might be dragging an invisible anchor, forged from past hurts, old resentments, and lingering fears. This is your emotional baggage. It's the heavy, unseen weight that keeps you tethered to the past, draining your energy and preventing you from reaching the shores of your true potential. Think about it. How much of your precious mental energy is spent replaying old arguments, reliving past failures, or nursing old wounds? It's like trying to run a marathon while carrying a backpack full of rocks. But what if you could set that weight down? What if you could cut the rope and finally sail free? Releasing emotional baggage isn't about forgetting the past or pretending it didn't happen. It's about changing your relationship with it. It's about acknowledging the lessons, healing the wounds, and reclaiming the power that your past has held over your present. It's about choosing to be the author of your future, not a prisoner of your history. In this chapter, you will learn a gentle but powerful process to unpack that baggage, release those emotional anchors, and finally take flight. You deserve to. Be free. Your journey to lightness begins now. The 4-step release process, a guide to letting go and unpacking years of emotional weight, can feel overwhelming. So we're going to break it down into a simple 4-step process. Approach this with courage, but also with immense self-compassion. This is an act of healing, not of judgment. Step 1. Acknowledge and name the emotion. You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. The first step is to stop running from the emotion, and instead turn to face it. This requires shining the light of your awareness into the corners of your heart. Practice. Find a quiet moment and a safe space. Take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, what heavy emotion am I carrying right now? Is it anger at someone who betrayed you? Is it shame over a past mistake? Is it grief for a loss you never fully processed? Is it resentment for an injustice you suffered? Give the emotion a name. Say it aloud or write it down. I am feeling deep resentment. This simple act of naming it separates you from the emotion. You are not resentment. You are the person feeling resentment. This creates the space needed for healing. Step 2. Feel. To heal it, our instinct is to suppress uncomfortable emotions. But suppressed emotions don't disappear. They get lodged in our bodies and our energy fields, becoming the very anchors we're dragging. To release an emotion, you must first allow yourself to feel it fully, without judgment. The practice. Once you've named the emotion, give yourself permission to feel it for a few minutes. Where does it live in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? A pit in your stomach? A lump in your throat? Breathe into that physical sensation. You are not wallowing in the emotion or re-traumatizing yourself. You are simply allowing the trapped energy to be present so it can finally move and be released. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room to let the stale air out. Step 3. Find the lesson and reclaim your power. Every painful experience, once processed, contains a hidden gift, a lesson in resilience, a clarification of your values, or a newfound strength. Finding the lesson is how you transform from a victim of your past into a student of your past. The practice. Ask yourself these empowering questions. What did this experience teach me about myself? About what I truly want and what I will no longer tolerate? How did surviving this make me stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? What is the new, empowering story I can tell about this, where I am the hero who overcame, not the victim who suffered? By finding the lesson, you are extracting the value from the experience, which makes it easier to let go of the pain. Step 4. The ritual of release and forgiveness. Final step is to consciously and deliberately let the emotion go. This often involves the courageous act of forgiveness. Remember, forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. It is the act of cutting the energetic cord that ties you to the pain. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to get sick. The practice. The forgiveness letter. Write a letter to the person or situation you are ready to forgive. This includes forgiving yourself. Pour out all your anger, hurt, and pain onto the page. Do not hold back. At the end of the letter, write, I see the lessons this has taught me. I forgive you, not because what you did was okay, but because I am no longer willing to carry this weight. I release you. I set myself free. You will never. Send this letter. The act of writing it is for you alone. When you are done, safely burn it or tear it into tiny pieces and discard it. This symbolic act of destruction is a powerful signal to your subconscious that you are officially letting go. A lighter journey forward, releasing emotional baggage, is a process, not a one-time event. You may need to repeat this process for different emotions, or even for the same deep-seated ones. Be patient and kind to yourself. With each piece of baggage you release, you will feel lighter. You will have more energy, more mental clarity, and more emotional capacity for joy. You stop reacting to the present through the lens of past pain and start responding with the freedom and wisdom you've gained. You deserve to travel light. You deserve to soar. The space you create, filling the void with intention as you release. This heavy emotional baggage, you create a vacuum and empty space where the anger, resentment, and fear used to live. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you are not intentional, old habits or new negative emotions can rush in to fill that space. Your final and most important job in this process is to consciously fill that newly created space with high vibration energies. This is not just about getting rid of the bad. It's about actively inviting in the good. Fill the space with gratitude. Where there was once resentment, plant the seed of gratitude. Be grateful for the lessons you learned, for the strength you discovered, for the simple fact that you have the power to heal and move forward. Fill the space with self-love. Where there was once shame or self-criticism, shower yourself with self-love and acceptance. Acknowledge your courage for doing this difficult work. Treat yourself with the kindness you would offer a dear friend who has been through a difficult time. Fill the space with vision. Where there was once a focus on the past, now turn your full attention to the future. Use your newfound energy and clarity to visualize the life you are creating. Dream bigger. See your potential more clearly. The energy that was once tied up in managing old pain is now liberated to build your new reality. This act of intentional replacement ensures that you don't just empty the backpack of rocks. You refill it with nourishment for the journey ahead. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. By bravely facing your emotional baggage, you have reclaimed your right to live fully in the present and to build the future of your choosing. This is one of the deepest acts of self-love you can perform. It is a declaration that your peace is more important than your pain, that your future is more important than your history, and that you are no longer willing to let yesterday's shadows darken today's sunshine. You have cleared the land and lightened your load. Now it is time to cultivate the single most powerful habit for maintaining this high vibration state. In our next chapter, we will dive into the transformative daily practice of gratitude and appreciation and learn how it can become the cornerstone of your new empowered life. Chapter 16, Practicing Gratitude and Appreciation. The ultimate mindset shift. What if you could press a neurological reset button that instantly quiets anxiety, boosts happiness chemicals in your brain, and shifts your entire perspective in under 60 seconds? This button exists. It's the simple, conscious act of practicing gratitude. We live in a world that trains us to focus on what's next, what's missing, and what's wrong. This constant chase keeps us on a treadmill of dissatisfaction. But gratitude is the master key that unlocks the door to the present moment, revealing the magic and abundance that's already all around you. This isn't just about counting your blessings. It's a scientifically backed practice for rewiring your brain. Your mind has a natural negativity bias, a survival mechanism that's always scanning for threats. Practicing gratitude is the act of consciously overriding that programming. It's training your brain to scan for the good, for the opportunities, for the joy. When you are in a state of genuine appreciation, it is impossible to be in a state of fear or lack. Gratitude is the ultimate high vibration state, the frequency that attracts more of what you want into your life. In this chapter, you will learn how to turn this simple emotion into a powerful, daily habit that will become the cornerstone of your transformation. Are you ready to unlock this incredible power? 3 levels of gratitude practice. From simple. Habit to way of being. Cultivating gratitude is like strengthening a muscle. You start with simple exercises and gradually move to more advanced techniques until it becomes a natural part of who you are. Let's explore the 3 levels of practice. Level 1. The Daily Gratitude List, the foundation. This is the most fundamental and non-negotiable practice. It is the daily workout that builds your gratitude muscle. The practice. Every day, either in the morning to set your tone or at night to reflect. Write down 3 to 5 specific things you are grateful for. The key here is specificity. Don't just write, "I'm grateful for my family." Instead, write, "I'm grateful for the way my daughter's face lit up when I got home today." Don't just write, "I'm grateful for my health." Instead, write, "I'm grateful for the energy I had during my walk this afternoon." Specificity forces your brain to relive the positive moment, amplifying the emotional and neurological benefits. As you write, don't just go through the motions. Take a moment to close your eyes and truly feel the appreciation in your body. This is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Level 2. Expressed gratitude, amplifying the energy. Once you've made gratitude an internal habit, the next level is to express it externally. When you share your gratitude with others, you not only make their day, but you also magnify the positive energy for yourself. The practice. Make it a goal each day to express your gratitude to at least one person. Send a quick text to a friend. "Hey, just thinking of you and feeling so grateful for our friendship." Tell your partner, "I really appreciate you making dinner tonight. It means a lot to me." Leave a positive review for a small business you love. This practice creates a powerful ripple effect, strengthening your relationships and creating a positive feedback loop of appreciation in your life. Level 3. Proactive gratitude, appreciating a challenge. This is the most advanced and transformative level of practice. It's the ability to find something to be grateful for, not just when things are good, but even in the midst of a challenge or setback. This is where you truly become the master of your mindset. This is not about pretending you enjoy the difficulty. It's about looking for the hidden gift within it, the practice. When you are facing a difficult situation, ask yourself one of these powerful questions. What is this challenge forcing me to learn? How is this situation making me stronger or more resilient? What opportunity for growth is hidden within this problem? By finding something to be grateful for, the lesson, the strength, the opportunity, you shift from a state of victimhood to a state of empowerment. You are no longer defined by the challenge. You are being refined by it. This is the practice that builds an unshakable inner core of peace and resilience. Gratitude is your guiding compass. Start with level 1 and make it a consistent, non-negotiable part of your day. When you feel ready, incorporate level 2 and then begin to experiment with level 3 during difficult moments. Remember, gratitude is your guiding compass. Whenever you feel lost in negativity, worry, or lack, your gratitude practice is the tool that will always point you back to a state of abundance and peace. It is the simple, daily choice that holds the power to transform everything. Gratitude, the ultimate signal to the universe, beyond the neurological and emotional benefits. Practicing gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to work with the law of attraction. Remember that the universe responds to your dominant vibrational frequency. When you are complaining, worrying, or focusing on what you lack, you are broadcasting a frequency of scarcity. In response, the universe can only send you more circumstances that match that feeling of scarcity. However, when you are in a state of genuine gratitude, you are broadcasting the most powerful frequency of all, the frequency of having got. By being grateful for the good that is already in your life, you are sending a loud and clear signal to the universe. I have more than enough. I am blessed. I am abundant. The universe, in its infinite and impartial wisdom, receives this signal and has no choice but to send you more experiences, people, and opportunities that match that feeling of abundance. This is why preemptive gratitude, being grateful for your desires before they have manifested, is so potent. When you say, I am so grateful for the perfect career opportunity that is on its way to me. You are aligning your energy with the reality you wish to create. You are living in the emotional state of your wish fulfilled, which is the fastest way to draw it into your physical reality. Do not underestimate the power of this simple practice. Gratitude is not a passive emotion. It is an active force. It is the lens through which you can choose to see the world, the energy you can choose to radiate, and the magnet you can use to attract more good into your life. Make it the foundation of your daily mental diet. Let it be the first thought you have in the morning and the last thought you have at night. Watch as this one small habit creates profound and lasting change in every corner of your existence. This practice of gratitude, combined with mindfulness, creates a powerful state of calm and clarity. But how do we maintain this state in a busy, chaotic world? In our next chapter, we will explore how to deepen this practice through incorporating meditation and reflection, two ancient techniques for mastering your inner world. Chapter 17, Incorporating Meditation and Reflection, Mastering Your Inner World in a World that is constantly screaming for your attention with notifications, deadlines, and an endless stream of information. Where is the one place you can find true peace and clarity? It's not on a remote island or a silent retreat. It's in the quiet, calm space that exists between your thoughts. But how do you find that space amidst the relentless inner and outer noise? This is where two of the most ancient and powerful practices for personal transformation come in: meditation and reflection. Think of them as two sides of the same coin. Meditation is the practice of turning down the volume. It's not about emptying your mind. It's about finding the stillness beneath the mental chatter, allowing you to observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. It's the ultimate tool for calming the storm. Reflection, on the other hand, is the practice of understanding the weather patterns of your mind. It's where you look back on your experiences, not with judgment, but with curiosity, to learn, grow, and make more conscious choices in the future. Together, they are your personal toolkit for cultivating profound self-awareness, unshakable inner peace, and the clarity needed to shape your reality with intention. Forget the image of a monk on a mountaintop. This is a practical guide for finding stillness in a chaotic world. Are you ready to discover the power waiting for you in the silence? The practice of meditation, your daily dose of stillness meditation, is the foundation. It's the training ground for your attention. The goal isn't to have zero thoughts, but to simply notice when you've been carried away by a thought and gently bring your focus back. Simple 5-minute meditation for beginners. Find your seat. Sit in a comfortable chair with your feet flat on, the floor and your spine straight, but not rigid. You can also sit cross-legged on a cushion. Rest your hands gently on your lap dot. Set a timer. Use your phone or a clock and set a timer for just 5 minutes. This removes the pressure of how long should I do this? Soften your gaze. You can either close your eyes gently or keep them open with a soft, unfocused gaze on a spot a few feet in front of you. Find your anchor. Bring your full attention to the sensation of your breath. This is your anchor to the present moment. Notice the feeling of the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and then leaving your body. Don't try to change your breathing. Just observe it. A thought moment. Inevitably, your mind will wander. It will start planning your day, replaying a conversation, or thinking about your to-do list. This is not a failure. This is the moment your training begins. The instant you realize your mind has wandered, simply and gently say to yourself, thinking, and then guide your attention back to your anchor, your breath. Repeat. You will repeat step 5 dozens of times in just 5 minutes. Each time you guide your focus back to your breath, you are performing 1 rep in your mental gym. You are strengthening your ability to choose where you place your attention. When the timer rings, Gently bring your awareness back to the room and take a moment to notice how you feel before moving on with your day. Consistency is key. 5 minutes of meditation every day is far more powerful than a 30-minute session once a week. Practice of reflection. Your conversation with experience. If meditation is about being present, reflection is about learning from the moments that have just passed. It's how you turn your life experiences into wisdom. A simple 5-minute reflection for beginners. The best time for this is at the end of your day, before you go to sleep. It helps you process the day's events and sets you up for a more intentional tomorrow. Keep a dedicated journal for this practice. Set the stage. Find a quiet space with your journal and a pen. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths to clear your mind. Ask 3 powerful questions. Write down your answers to the following prompts. Be honest, but not judgmental. What was my biggest win today? This can be anything from closing a big deal to simply making time for a healthy lunch. It trains you to look for success. What was my biggest challenge, and what did it teach me? This reframes setbacks as learning opportunities. Did it teach you patience? Did it reveal a skill you need to develop? What is one thing I can do differently tomorrow to be more aligned with the person I want to be? This turns today's lessons into tomorrow's action plan. It's about continuous improvement. End with gratitude. To close your reflection, write down one thing you are genuinely grateful for from the day. This ends the practice on a high vibrational note. The synergy of stillness and strategy. Think of meditation as clearing the mental fog and reflection as looking at the newly cleared landscape with a map and compass. Meditation gives you the calm to see your life clearly. Reflection gives you the clarity to direct your life wisely. By incorporating just 5 to 10 minutes of these practices into your daily routine, perhaps meditation in the morning and reflection at night, you create a powerful system for continuous growth. You become less reactive, more self-aware, and infinitely more capable of consciously creating the life you desire. You are no longer just living. You are learning, evolving, and mastering your inner world. Overcoming the no time myth. The single biggest objection most people have to starting these practices is, I don't have time. Let's reframe that. You don't find time for what's important. You make time. But more than that, meditation and reflection are not activities that cost you time. They are investments that create more time. Think about the hours you lose to distraction, indecision, and worry. Think about the energy you waste reacting emotionally to situations instead of responding with clarity. A 5-minute meditation practice in the morning can give you an hour of focused, productive work in return. A 5-minute reflection at night can save you from repeating the same mistakes tomorrow, saving you hours of frustration. If you believe you are too busy to meditate, that is the surest sign that you need to meditate. It is a fire alarm for your nervous system. The busiest minds need the most stillness. The most packed schedules need the most clarity. Start with just 2 minutes if you have to. Anchor it to an existing habit, like right before you brush your teeth. The goal is not perfection. It's consistency. Your mind can be your greatest asset or your heaviest burden. For too long, you may have allowed it to be an untended, chaotic space. Meditation and reflection are the acts of becoming the loving, wise caretaker of that space. They are your tools for moving from a life of frantic, unconscious reaction to one of calm, conscious creation. They provide the inner peace and self-awareness that form the bedrock of a transformed life. Do not see them as chores, but as the ultimate acts of self-care. You have now learned how to create a calm, clear, and powerful inner state. But what happens when the outer world presents you with inevitable setbacks and difficulties? In our next chapter, we will learn how to take this newfound clarity and apply it to life's biggest tests by reframing challenges as opportunities, turning every obstacle into a stepping stone. Chapter 18. Reframing challenges as opportunities. Life will inevitably place obstacles in your path. A sudden setback at work, an unexpected bill, a relationship challenge. The question is, do you see them as roadblocks that stop you dead in your tracks? Or do you see them as detours, guiding you toward a new, perhaps even better, destination? The ability to see a detour where others see a dead end is the power of reframing. It is the master skill of the resilient mind. Reframing isn't about pretending. A problem isn't real or putting a fake positive spin on a difficult situation. It is not about ignoring the negative. It is the conscious, empowered choice to look for the opportunity hidden within the obstacle. It's about asking not, why is this happening to me? But rather, what is this trying to teach me? Think of a diamond. It is nothing more than a lump of coal that has been transformed under immense pressure. Your challenges are that pressure. They are the force that can forge you into a stronger, more resilient, more brilliant version of yourself if you allow them to. In this chapter, you will learn the art of mental alchemy, how to transform any challenge into a stepping stone, any failure into feedback, and any setback into a setup for a greater comeback. You have the power to change your perspective, and when you change your perspective, you change your reality. The 3-step reframe, a practical guide to mental alchemy. So, how do you actually do this in the heat of the moment, when disappointment or frustration is flooding your system? You can use a simple 3-step process to consciously shift your perspective and find the opportunity in any obstacle. Step 1. Acknowledge the emotion. Don't fight it. This is a crucial first step that many people skip. When a challenge arises, your first reaction will likely be emotional disappointment, anger, fear. Do not try to suppress this feeling or immediately slap a positive thought on top of it. That's toxic positivity, and it doesn't work. The practice. Give yourself a moment to feel the feeling. Acknowledge it without judgment. Say to yourself, okay, I am feeling really disappointed right now, and that's understandable. Or, I'm feeling anxious about this, and that's okay. By acknowledging the emotion, you take away its power to control you. You are validating your own experience, which allows you to move past the emotion more quickly and into a state of logical thinking. Step 2. Ask empowering what if and how can I questions. Once the initial emotional storm has calmed slightly, you can begin the work of reframing. This involves asking yourself better questions. A disempowered mind asks, why me? An empowered mind asks questions that open up possibilities. The practice. Challenge your initial negative thoughts by asking these powerful, solution-oriented questions. Let's use the example of not getting a promotion. Initial thought, I'm not good enough. Reframe question 1. The learning frame. What can I learn from this? Maybe I can learn what skills the other person had that I need to develop. This is valuable feedback. Reframe question 2. The opportunity frame. What might this make possible? Maybe this frees me up to find an even better opportunity at another company. Maybe this is a sign that this isn't the right long-term path for me. Reframe question 3. The strength frame. How can this challenge make me stronger? This experience can teach me resilience and how to handle disappointment gracefully. It will make me more prepared for future challenges. Notice how these questions don't deny the setback. They simply shift your focus from the problem to the potential benefit. Step 3. Identify a single. Empowered action. Reframing is not complete until it is paired with action. An insight without action is just a nice idea. To solidify your new, empowered perspective, you must take one small step that aligns with it. The practice. Based on the answers to your reframing questions, identify one immediate, small action you can take. If the lesson was that you need to develop a skill, your action could be spend 10 minutes researching online courses for that skill. If the opportunity is to look for a better job, your action could be, update one section of my resume. If the strength you're building is resilience, your action could be, go for a walk and listen to an inspiring podcast. This single action proves to your brain that you are not a victim of the circumstance, but an active participant who is using the experience for your own growth. It grounds your new perspective in reality, not making reframing a habit like any mental muscle. Your ability to reframe challenges gets stronger with practice. At first, it will be a conscious, deliberate effort, but over time, it will become your automatic response to adversity. You will no longer see problems. You will see puzzles. You will no longer see failures. You will see lessons. You will no longer see roadblocks. You will see the raw materials from which you will build a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. This is the ultimate. Freedom, the ability to turn any experience into a net positive for your life. Are the author of your story's meaning ultimately? Life events themselves are neutral. It is the meaning we assign to them that determines their impact on our lives. A job loss can be a devastating failure, or it can be the catalyst that launches a fulfilling entrepreneurial career. A breakup can be a sign of personal rejection, or it can be the necessary space created for a more aligned partner to enter your life. The event is the same. The meaning is a choice. By mastering the art of reframing, you are reclaiming your power as the author of your life's meaning. You are no longer allowing external events to write your story for you. You are taking the raw, unfiltered data of your experiences and consciously choosing to weave it into a narrative of strength, growth, and empowerment. This is the difference between a life that happens to you and a life that is created by you. You are the one who decides whether a chapter in your life is titled The Tragic Setback or The Unexpected Turning Point. Challenges are not a sign that you are on the wrong path. They are a sign that you are on a path of growth. They are the weights in the mental gym, designed to make you stronger. They are the grit in the oyster, destined to become a pearl. Embrace this process. Welcome the opportunity to practice your mental alchemy. With each successful reframe, you build a deeper trust in yourself and in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. You are building an unshakable foundation of resilience. This journey of transformation requires not only strength, but also deep kindness toward ourselves. In our next chapter, we will explore one of the most vital and often overlooked ingredients for lasting change: cultivating self-love and acceptance. Chapter 19. Cultivating self-love and acceptance. A question for you. If you spoke to your friends the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would you have any friends left? For many of us, the harshest, most relentless critic we know lives right between our own ears. We would never tolerate someone else talking to us that way. Yet we allow this inner voice to dictate our self-worth day in and day out. But what if you could fire that critic? What if you could silence that voice of judgment and replace it with a voice of unwavering compassion, support, and love? This is the journey of cultivating self-love, and it is the absolute bedrock of a transformed life. Self-love is not vanity or ego. It is the fertile ground from which all positive thoughts, confident actions, and healthy relationships grow. It is the radical acceptance of your own inherent worth, flaws and all. When you genuinely love and accept yourself, you radiate a confidence that attracts positivity. You make choices that honor your highest good, and you become a magnet for the life you truly desire. In this chapter, you will learn the practical steps to silence your inner critic, embrace your imperfections, and build an unshakable foundation of self-worth. It is time to become your own greatest ally. The 4 practices of radical self-love. Cultivating self-love is an active practice, not a passive feeling. It is a series of conscious choices you make every single day to treat yourself with the dignity, kindness, and respect you deserve. Here are 4 foundational practices to begin this journey. Point 1. Rewrite your inner script. The compassionate narrator, your self-talk, is the script of your reality. The first step is to become the conscious editor of that script, deliberately replacing the words of your inner critic with the words of a compassionate coach. Practice. Awareness. Catch your inner critic in the act. Notice when you say things to yourself like, "That was so stupid," or "I'll never get this right." The friend test. Ask yourself, would I say this to my best friend? If the answer is no, you are not allowed to say it to yourself. The reframe. Consciously replace the critical thought with a compassionate and encouraging one. Instead of, "I can't believe I failed," say, "I am brave for trying. What can I learn from this?" Instead of, "I look terrible today," say, "I am grateful for this body that carries me through life." This is a moment-to-moment practice of choosing kindness over cruelty. Point 2. Embrace your wholeness. Acknowledging strengths and flaw self-love is not about believing you are perfect. It is about accepting that you are whole, a beautiful, complex tapestry of strengths, weaknesses, light, and shadow. True acceptance means you stop hiding from your flaws and instead integrate them as part of your unique human experience. The practice. Strengths inventory. Write down a list of at least 10 things you are good at, or qualities you like about yourself. They can be big or small, from "I am a great listener" to "I am excellent at organizing my closet." Read this list often. Flaw forgiveness. Acknowledge one of your perceived flaws without judgment. For example, "I am sometimes impatient." Instead of beating yourself up, practice compassion. "It's okay that I feel impatient sometimes. I am a work in progress, and I am learning to be more patient with myself and others." 3. Practice self-care as a sacred duty. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a declaration of self-worth. It is the message you send to yourself that you are valuable enough to be taken care of. This goes beyond spa days. It's about the small daily choices you make to honor your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. The practice. Identify one small act of self-care you can commit to each day. Physical. Nourishing your body with a healthy meal, getting enough sleep, moving your body in a way that feels good. Mental. Reading a book, turning off your phone for an hour, practicing meditation. Emotional. Journaling your feelings, saying no to something that would drain you, spending time with people who uplift you. Scheduling these small acts proves to yourself that your well-being is a priority. 4. The mirror work. Looking yourself in the eye. This practice can feel incredibly vulnerable, but it is one of a fast track to building self-acceptance. Your reflection is a direct portal to your relationship with yourself. The practice. Each morning or evening, stand in front of the mirror, look yourself directly in the eyes, and say 3 things out loud. State your name and say, "I love you." For example, "John, I love you. I forgive you for any perceived mistakes or shortcomings. I am proud of you for mention one specific thing." For example, ... for handling that difficult conversation today. It may feel awkward at first. You might want to cry or look away. Stick with it. This practice bypasses your intellectual mind and speaks directly to your heart, healing old wounds of unworthiness. A lifelong love affair. Cultivating. Self-love is the beginning of a lifelong love affair with the most important person in your life, you. There will be good days and bad days. There will be moments of profound acceptance and moments where the inner critic tries to reclaim its territory. Be patient. Be consistent. Nurture your inner garden with these practices every day. You are worthy of your own love. Embrace it. Own it. Become it. And from that solid foundation, watch as your entire world transforms to reflect your newfound sense of worth, that the magnetic power of self-love beyond creating inner peace. The practice of self-love is one of the most powerful tools for manifestation you possess. Remember the core principle of the law of attraction. Like attracts like. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. When you operate from a place of self-criticism and unworthiness, you are broadcasting a low-frequency signal of not enough. In response, you will attract people and circumstances that validate that feeling, partners who don't treat you well, job opportunities that are beneath your potential, and a constant sense of struggle. However, when you cultivate genuine self-love, your entire energetic signature changes. You begin to broadcast a high-frequency signal of worthiness, confidence, and completeness. This makes you a powerful magnet for experiences that match that frequency. You attract healthier relationships because you are no longer seeking validation from others to fill a void within yourself. You come to relationships whole, attracting other whole individuals. You attract more abundance because you believe you are worthy of it. You confidently ask for the raise, start the business, and invest in yourself because you know your value. You become more resilient because a setback is no longer a confirmation of your inadequacy. It is simply an event, separate from your inherent worth. Your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. To be loved, you must first be loving to yourself. To be respected, you must first be respectful to yourself. The journey of transformation is not about fixing a broken person. You are not broken. You have always been whole. The journey is about removing the layers of false belief and negative conditioning that have hidden your own magnificent light from you. Cultivating self-love is the act of coming home to yourself. It is the most profound and important work you will ever do. It is the foundation upon which your dream life will be built. So be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. And above all, know that you are deeply, unconditionally, and completely worthy of your own love. This inner work is paramount, but we do not live in a vacuum. The people we surround ourselves with can either nourish our new sense of self-worth or poison it. In our next chapter, we will explore the critical importance of surrounding yourself with positive influences and creating an environment that supports your continued growth. Chapter 20. Surrounding yourself with positive influences. Your energetic ecosystem. There's a famous saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Take a moment right now and picture those 5 people in your mind. Think about their energy, their conversations, their beliefs. Are they lifting you higher, or are they weighing you down? Because the answer to that question is profoundly shaping your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately your reality. You've done the deep inner work of rewiring your mind, but your transformation doesn't happen in a vacuum. Your environment is the energetic ecosystem in which your new beliefs must survive and thrive. The people you surround yourself with are the most critical part of that ecosystem. They are either the sunshine and nourishing rain for your mental garden, or they are the pests and the toxic weeds. Positive influences aren't just cheerleaders who tell you what you want to hear. True positive influences challenge you to grow, believe in your potential even when you doubt it, and celebrate your authentic self. They see the diamond within you and help you polish it. In this chapter, we will get honest about the energy of your social circle. You will learn how to identify negative influences, how to set loving but firm boundaries, and how to actively seek out the relationships that will fuel your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. It's time to build your personal board of directors. The energy audit. Identifying radiators and drains. Not all relationships are created equal in terms of their energetic impact on you. The first step is to perform a simple but honest energy audit of the key people in your life. People generally fall into 2 categories: radiators, These are the positive influences. Like a radiator that warms a room, they exude positive energy. After spending time with them, you feel uplifted, inspired, motivated, and seen. They are genuinely happy for your successes and supportive during your challenges. They expand your sense of what's possible. Drains. These are the negative influences. Like a drain that pulls water down, they suck the energy out of you. After spending time with them, you feel depleted, negative, anxious, or small. They might be overtly critical, constantly complaining, mired in gossip, or subtly dismissive of your dreams. Oh, that's a nice idea, but is it realistic? Closing parenthesis. The practice. The audit list. Take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On one side, write radiators. On the other, write drains. Go through the key people in your life, friends, family, colleagues. Think about how you feel after interacting with each person. Your feelings are your most accurate compass. Place their name in the appropriate column. This is not an exercise in judgment. It is an exercise in awareness. You are simply collecting data on how your ecosystem is affecting your energy. Curating your circle. The 3 tiers of action. Once you have your list, you can take empowered action. This doesn't always mean cutting people out of your life. It means consciously managing your energetic investments. There are 3 tiers of action you can take. Tier 1. Amplify your radiators. This is the most joyful part of the process. Consciously and deliberately, invest more of your time and energy in the people who lift you up. Action. Call on, schedule regular calls or meets with your radiators. Tell them how much you appreciate their presence in your life. Actively seek out new radiators by joining groups, clubs, or online communities that align with your passions and goals. Find a mentor. Join a mastermind group. Be proactive about building a team. Tier 2. Manage your drains with boundaries. For drains who you cannot or do not want to remove from your life, like family members or close colleagues, the key is to set loving but firm boundaries. A boundary is not a wall to keep people out. It is a line you draw to protect your own well-being. Action. Limit exposure. You can choose to spend less time with these individuals or interact in shorter bursts. Change the subject. When a conversation turns to gossip or complaining, gently steer it toward a more positive topic. State your needs. You can say things like, "I'm focusing on being more positive right now, so I'd rather not talk about that." Or, "I only have 15 minutes to chat today." You are teaching people how you expect to be treated and protecting your mental garden from their weeds. Tier 3. Lovingly release what no longer serves you. Sometimes you may realize that a relationship is consistently toxic and that boundaries are not enough. In these cases, the most loving act for both you and the other person may be to create distance or end the relationship. Action. This can be a difficult decision, but ask yourself, is this relationship supporting the person I am becoming? If the answer is a clear no, you have permission to lovingly let it go. This isn't about creating drama. It can be a gradual distancing or a clear conversation. You are making space in your life for relationships that are in alignment with your future. You are not a tree, remember. You are not a tree. You are not rooted in one spot, forced to accept whatever soil you find yourself in. You have the power to move, to choose, and to consciously cultivate an ecosystem that nourishes your growth. Surround yourself with people who talk about visions, not just other people. Surround yourself with people who have already achieved what you aspire to. Surround yourself with greatness, and you will find it easier to step into your own. Your relationships are a reflection of your self-worth. Choose them wisely. Expanding. The definition of influence. Your mental diet, your positive and negative influences are not limited to the people you physically interact with. In the modern world, You are constantly surrounded by influences from the media you consume. This is your mental diet, and it is just as important as the food you eat. Think about it. The podcasts you listen to on your commute, the social media, accounts you scroll through before bed, the news you watch in the morning, the music you play in the background. These are all pouring information and energy directly into your subconscious mind. The practice, the media audit. For 1 week, pay close attention to how you feel after consuming different types of media. Does that true crime podcast leave you feeling anxious? Does scrolling through that celebrity's perfect life on Instagram trigger feelings of comparison and inadequacy? Does the morning news fill you with a sense of fear and powerlessness? Just like with people, identify your media radiators and drains. Once you are aware, take conscious control. Action. Unfollow and unsubscribe. Ruthlessly curate your feeds. Unfollow any account that consistently makes you feel bad about yourself or your life. Mute words or topics that trigger negativity. Replace and upgrade. Fill that newly created space with positive, inspiring content. Subscribe to podcasts that teach you a new skill or expand your mindset. Follow artists, thinkers, and creators who inspire you. Create a playlist of high-energy, positive music that you can turn to when you need a boost. By becoming the vigilant gatekeeper of your own mind, you ensure that you are consistently feeding it the nutrients it needs to support the empowered, positive person you are becoming. You cannot cultivate a beautiful, thriving inner garden if you are simultaneously allowing others to dump toxic waste into it. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, both in people and in media, is not a luxury. It is an essential act of self-preservation and a critical component of lasting transformation. It is a declaration that you value your energy. You respect your mind, and you are committed to creating an environment that mirrors the greatness you are building within. You have the power to choose your circle, to choose your inputs, and to create an ecosystem that makes your success feel not just possible, but inevitable. Now that you have learned to master your inner world and curate your outer world, there is one final crucial element we must address to ensure your transformation lasts a lifetime. In our next chapter, we will explore the non-negotiable power of consistency and commitment to change. Chapter 21. Consistency and commitment to change. Forging your transformation motivation is a lightning strike, a brilliant, powerful flash of inspiration that gets you started on this journey. But you cannot build a life on lightning strikes. They are fleeting and unpredictable. Commitment is the steady, unwavering glow of the sun, showing up every single day, whether you feel like it or not. You have learned the powerful techniques to change your life. You've identified your negative patterns, cultivated positivity, visualized your dreams, and affirmed your worth. You are likely feeling motivated right now. But what happens next week? Next month? What happens when the initial enthusiasm fades and life throws you a curveball? This is where your transformation will be truly won or lost. This is where consistency and commitment become the most important ingredients of all. Motivation is the feeling that makes you want to start. Commitment is the decision that makes you keep going. In this chapter, we are not learning a new technique. We are forging the one quality that makes all the others work. We are building the engine of persistence that will carry you through challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, ensuring that your transformation isn't a temporary event, but a new way of life. The architecture of commitment. How to keep showing up. Commitment isn't a magical quality you're either born with or you're not. It is a muscle that you build through deliberate practice. Here are the 4 pillars to constructing an unbreakable commitment to your own growth. Pillar 1. The power of too small to fail. The biggest enemy of consistency is overwhelm. We set huge, ambitious goals, fail to meet them one day, and then give up Entirely. The secret to long-term consistency is to make your daily commitment so small, so non-intimidating, that it's almost impossible not to do it. The practice, the 2-minute rule. Whatever new habit you are building, scale it down to a version that takes less than 2 minutes. Want to meditate for 20 minutes? Your commitment is to sit and meditate for 2 minutes. Want to write a book? Your commitment is to write 1 sentence. Want to go to the gym for an hour? Your commitment is to put on your workout clothes. Anyone can do something for 2 minutes. This practice is not about the results of that single session. It's about building the identity of a person who shows up. Once you've started, you'll often find you want to continue for longer. But on the days you don't, you can still claim victory because you honored your commitment. Pillar 2. The ritual, not the willpower, is a finite resource. It gets depleted throughout the day. You cannot rely on willpower to sustain your transformation. Instead, you must rely on rituals. A ritual is a behavior that has become so automatic, it requires almost no conscious thought or willpower to perform. The practice. Habit stacking. Anchor your new desired behavior to an existing solid habit. The formula is, after I current habit, I will new habit. After I brush my teeth in the morning, I will do my 2-minute meditation. After I pour my first cup of coffee, I will write down 3 things I'm grateful for. After I put my plate in the dishwasher after dinner, I will do my 5-minute reflection. By linking the new to the old, you are using the momentum of your existing routine to carry you into your new commitment, making it feel effortless over time. Pillar 3. Tracking for momentum, not for judgment. What gets measured gets managed. Tracking your consistency is a powerful way to build momentum. However, it must be used as a tool for encouragement, not a weapon for self-criticism. The practice. The don't break the chain method. Get a wall calendar and a big red marker. For every day that you complete your too small to fail habit, put a big red X over that day. After a few days, you'll have a chain. Your only job is to not break the chain. This visual proof of your consistency becomes incredibly motivating. It taps into your brain's desire for completion and progress. And if you do miss a day, the rule is simple. Never miss twice. Get right back on track the next day. 1 missed day is an anomaly. 2 is the start of a new negative habit. Pillar 4. The commitment contract. When your personal resolve feels weak, you can strengthen it by making your commitment public or creating a commitment contract. The practice. Find an accountability partner. Share your goal with a trusted friend. Radiator, not a drain. Ask them to check in with you once a week. A simple act of knowing someone else is aware of your goal can be a powerful motivator. Write it down. Create a simple, 1-page contract with yourself. Write down your specific commitment, why it's important to you, and what you will do to honor it. Sign it and date it. Put it somewhere you will see it every day. This formalizes your promise to yourself and makes it feel more real and binding. The journey of 1,000 miles, remember. Your transformation is a journey, not a destination. Consistency is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about getting back up one more time than you fall down. It's about choosing progress over perfection every single day. Embrace this practice. Fall in love with the process of showing up for yourself. The rewards a consistent mind, a committed heart, and a life that reflects your deepest desires are immeasurable. You are building not just new habits, but a new you, the identity shift, from trying to being. Initially, these practices will feel like something you are doing. You are trying to be more positive. You are trying to meditate. You are trying to take consistent action. This is the natural starting point. However, the true magic of consistency is that it slowly and surely transforms your identity. Through the power of small, daily repetitions, you are no longer just acting like a different person. You are becoming a different person. The person who meditates for 2 minutes every day, without fail, is no longer someone trying to be calm. They simply are a person who meditates. The person who writes 1 sentence every day, no matter what, is no longer someone trying to be a writer. They are a writer. The person who consistently chooses a compassionate, self-talk over criticism is a self-loving individual. This shift from doing to being is the ultimate goal. Your habits become a reflection of your identity, and your identity reinforces your habits. This creates a powerful, self-sustaining loop of positive change. You no longer need to rely on motivation or willpower because your actions are simply an expression of who you now are. This is the point where transformation becomes effortless. The principles and techniques you have learned in this book are the seeds of a new reality. But consistency and commitment are the soil, water, and sunlight that allow those seeds to grow into a magnificent, thriving garden. Without them, the best intentions wither and die. With them, even the smallest seed of change can blossom into a life you once only dreamed of. So commit to your growth. Commit to the small daily practices. Commit to showing up for your future self, especially on the days you don't feel like it. This unwavering commitment is the ultimate act of faith in your own power to change. It is the promise that you are worth the effort. You now have the complete toolkit for inner transformation. But how do you take these principles and weave them into the fabric of your everyday existence? In our next chapter, we will focus on integrating these learned principles into daily life, ensuring that this is not just a chapter you've read, but a life you now live. Chapter 22, Integrating Learned Principles into Daily Life, Living the Transformation You've Passed the Written Exam. You've studied the rule book of your own mind, learning about visualization, affirmations, limiting beliefs, and the power of the present moment. But reading about driving and actually getting behind the wheel are two very different things. This chapter is where you take the keys, start the engine, and begin to navigate the real world with your new set of skills. The real magic doesn't happen when you learn these principles. It happens when you live them. It's time to move from theory to tangible, life-altering transformation. This isn't about occasionally dipping your toes into the waters of personal growth. It's about diving in headfirst and weaving these practices into the very fabric of your daily existence, so they become as natural and automatic as brushing your teeth. In this chapter, we will synthesize everything you've learned and provide a practical blueprint for how to make these principles your new default operating system on good days, on bad days, and on all the ordinary days in between. Are you ready to truly start living the change you've worked so hard to create? Your daily integration blueprint, a practical, routine-true integration, happens when these practices move from being items on your to-do list to becoming the natural rhythm of your day. Here is a simple but powerful blueprint for a day lived with intention. The morning, launch, first 15 minutes. How you start your day sets the energetic tone for everything that follows. Before you check your phone, before you let the world's demands rush in, claim the first 15 minutes for yourself. Hydrate and breathe. 2 minutes. As you drink a glass of water, take 3 deep, mindful breaths. Anchor yourself in the present moment and welcome the new day. Gratitude and vision. 5 minutes. Open your journal. Write down 3 specific things you are grateful for. Then, close your eyes and run the mental movie of your ideal future for a few moments. Feel the emotions of your dreams already realized. This tunes your frequency to abundance and possibility from the very start. Affirm and intend 3 minutes. Look in the mirror and state your core affirmations with conviction. Then, set a single powerful intention for the day. For example, today, My intention is to be focused and productive. Or today, my intention is to remain calm and patient. Plan your one brick, 5 minutes. Look at your schedule and identify the one most important brick you will lay today, that one aligned action that moves you closer to your keystone goal. Schedule it like a non-negotiable appointment. The midday. Reset throughout the day. Your day will inevitably have its challenges. The key is to have tools to quickly reset your energy and perspective. Mindful transitions. Use the small moments of transition in your day as mindfulness triggers. When you walk from your car to your office, feel your feet on the ground. While waiting for a file to download, take a few conscious breaths. This prevents your mind from spiraling into unproductive worry. The reframe challenge. When a setback occurs, see it as an opportunity to practice your reframing skills from Chapter 18. Acknowledge the emotion, then immediately ask, what can I learn from this? What does this make possible? Guard your inputs. Be conscious of your mental diet. If a conversation turns to gossip, excuse yourself. If you feel triggered by a social media post, put your phone down and go for a quick walk. You are the guardian of your own energy. The evening wind down. Last 15 minutes. How you end your day is just as important as how you begin it. It determines the quality of your rest and programs your subconscious for the night. Digital. Sunset, at least 30 minutes before bed. Put away all screens. The blue light disrupts sleep, and the endless stream of information keeps your mind agitated. Journal and reflect 10 minutes. Use the reflection practice from Chapter 17. What was your biggest win? What did you learn from a challenge? This processes the day so you don't take its stress to bed with you. Release and forgive. 5 minutes. Consciously forgive yourself for any perceived shortcomings of the day. Forgive others for any slights. Release the day completely. Visualize any remaining stress or worry dissolving from your body. This allows you to enter a state of deep, restorative sleep. The art of living at this blueprint may seem like a lot at first, but each element is small and designed to fit into the pockets of your day. The goal isn't to be perfect, but to be consistent. Some days you'll hit every point. Other days, you might only manage the morning gratitude. That's okay. Embrace this as a joyful process of self-creation. You are not just going through the motions. You are actively sculpting your mind, your energy, and your reality. This is what it means to stop just learning about transformation and to start living it. Navigating the inevitable dips, patience and self-compassion. As you integrate these principles, it is crucial to remember that your path will not be a straight, upward line. It will be a series of peaks, valleys, and plateaus. There will be days, or even weeks, when you feel like you've taken a step backward. This is not a sign of failure. It is a normal and necessary part of the human experience of growth. Embrace the plateau. Sometimes, after a period of rapid growth, you will hit a plateau where it feels like nothing is happening. This is not a time to get discouraged. A plateau is often a period of integration, where your mind and body are solidifying the changes you've made, preparing for the next leap forward. Continue your daily practices with faith, even when you can't see immediate results. The growth is happening beneath the surface. Practice radical self-compassion during dips. When you fall back into an old negative habit or forget your practices for a few days, your old inner critic will leap at the opportunity to say, "See? I told you it wouldn't last. You're a failure." This is a critical moment. You must meet that voice with radical self-compassion. Instead of agreeing with it, say, "I am a human on a journey of growth. I stumbled, and that's okay. Today is a new day to begin again." The most important practice of all is the practice of forgiving yourself and recommitting. Your journey is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It is a lifelong practice of choosing to become the best version of yourself, one day at a time. The goal is not perfection. It is progress. You now possess the complete blueprint for transformation. You have moved from being a passive observer of your life to the conscious architect of your reality. You understand that your thoughts create your world, and you have a full toolkit to shape those thoughts with intention. Integrating these principles is not about adding more tasks to your life. It is about infusing your existing life with more awareness, more purpose, and more joy. It is about making the choice in every moment to be the creator of your experience. Embrace the journey, enjoy the ride. Celebrate every small victory. You have the power to create the life you have always dreamed of, not in some distant future, but starting right now, in this moment. This concludes the core teachings of our journey together. In the final chapters, we will explore how to apply these principles to specific, critical areas of life, starting with one of the most common challenges we all face: achieving work-life balance through the power of your mind. Chapter 23. Achieving work-life balance through the power of your mind. What if the secret to work-life balance isn't found in a better calendar, a new productivity app, or a more organized to-do list? For years, we've been taught to manage our time, but we've never been taught to manage our minds around our time. The constant juggling, the feeling of being pulled in a million directions, the stress of a never-ending to-do list. That overwhelm doesn't come from your schedule. It comes from the thoughts you think about your schedule. True balance is not about perfectly dividing your hours between work and life as if they are two opposing forces. It is an internal state of harmony, achieved by taking control of the mental narrative that governs your energy and focus. In this chapter, we will apply the powerful principles you've learned to this critical area. You will learn how to shift your focus from overwhelm to accomplishment, how to set powerful mental and physical boundaries that protect your peace, and how to create a life where you feel energized and present, both on the clock and off. You ready to stop just managing your schedule and start mastering your mind? Let's find your balance. The 3 pillars of mental balance. Achieving a state of work-life harmony rests on 3 mental and practical pillars. By mastering these, you move from feeling like a victim of your schedule to being the conscious creator of your day. Pillar 1. Redefine your work mindset. The biggest drain on your energy isn't the work itself. It's the stressful, negative thoughts about the work. The dread, the overwhelm, the anxiety. This is what leaves you depleted at the end of the day with nothing left for your personal life. The practice. Shift from have to get to. This is a simple but profound linguistic and mental reframe. Instead of thinking, I have to go to this meeting, think, I get to collaborate with my team on this project. Instead of, I have to finish this report, think, I get to showcase my expertise and bring this project to completion. This shifts the energy from one of obligation and burden to one of opportunity and gratitude. The practice. Focus on single tasking. The feeling of overwhelm comes from thinking about everything at once. True productivity comes from being fully present with the one thing in front of you. When you are working, work. Turn off personal notifications. Close unrelated tabs. Give the task at hand your full mindful attention. When you are with your family, be with your family. Put your work phone away. Listen with presence. Engage fully in the moment. This practice not only makes you more effective at work, but also allows you to truly enjoy your personal time, creating a clear and refreshing separation. Pillar 2. The art of setting energetic boundaries. Boundaries are the most powerful tool for protecting your personal life from the creep of work demands. These are not just physical, but also mental and digital. The practice. Create transition rituals. To mentally separate work from life, Create a short ritual that signals to your brain that the workday is over. It could be a 5-minute drive home in silence, or listening to a specific playlist. It could be changing out of your work clothes the moment you get home. It could be a short walk around the block before you enter your house. This ritual acts as a mental off switch, allowing you to leave work, stress at the door, and be fully present at home. The practice, the power of no. An empowered person understands that every yes to a new commitment is a no to something else, off in their own time and well-being. Learn to say no gracefully, but firmly, to requests that are not aligned with your priorities. You can say, "I'd love to help, but my plate is full right now." Or, "That sounds like a great project, but I don't have the bandwidth to give it the attention it deserves." Remember, no is a complete sentence. You do not need to over-explain or justify your decision to protect your balance. Pillar 3. Prioritize your recharge activities. You cannot pour from an empty cup. A balanced life requires that you treat your own well-being, your health, your hobbies, your rest as non-negotiable appointments. The practice: schedule your self-care first. When you plan your week, before you fill it with work tasks and obligations, schedule your recharge activities. Block out time for exercise, for reading, for a hobby, or for doing absolutely nothing. Treat these appointments with the same respect you would a meeting with your CEO. They are just as, if not more, important for your long-term success and happiness. By consciously cultivating a positive work mindset, setting firm, energetic boundaries, and prioritizing your own well-being, you stop the tug of war. Work and life are no longer competing forces. They become integrated parts of a whole, fulfilling existence, all governed by the calm, centered, and empowered mind of their creator, you. The true meaning of balance, presence over perfection, is crucial to release the idea that work-life balance means a perfect 50-50th split of your time and energy every single day. That is an unrealistic and stressful goal. True balance is not about achieving a perfect equilibrium on a scale. It is about your ability to be 100% present wherever you are. Some days, a major project will require more of your focus and energy. On those days, balance means giving your full attention to that project without guilt, knowing that you have a system in place to recharge and reconnect with your personal life afterward. Other days, a family matter will be the priority. Balance means being fully present for your loved ones without the nagging feeling that you should be working. The ultimate goal is not a perfectly divided schedule, but a fully integrated life, where you are the conscious director of your own attention. When you are at work, you are fully at work. When you are at home, you are fully at home. This state of mindful presence is the only true measure of balance, and it is a feeling of inner peace, not a mathematical formula. You do not have to be a victim of the hustle culture that glorifies burnout. You do not have to choose between a successful career and a fulfilling personal life. By mastering the thoughts you think about your work, by setting boundaries that honor your well-being, and by being mindfully present in each moment, you can have both. You have the power to stop the juggling act and start a beautiful dance. A dance between ambition and peace, between productivity and presence. This harmony is not an elusive dream. It is a choice you can make. Starting today, you have now learned to apply these transformative principles to your inner world, your health, and your work. But what is the purpose of all this growth if not to share it? In our final chapter, we will explore the profound impact of sharing your transformative journey and how doing so can amplify your own power and inspire the world around you. Chapter 24. Sharing your transformative journey. Amplify your power and inspire others. Remember when you felt lost, stuck in the fog of self-doubt and negative thought patterns? Remember searching for a way out? There are countless people in That same fog right now, searching for a light. Your story, your authentic journey of challenges, breakthroughs, and transformation is that light. It is the lighthouse that cuts through the fog, showing others that a safe shore of peace, power, and possibility truly exists. Up until now, this journey has been about your inner world. But the final, most expansive step of transformation is to turn your focus outward. Sharing your journey is not an act of ego. It is an act of service. It is how you take the wisdom you've gained and use it to ease the path for others. But it does something else too. Every time you articulate your story, you reinforce the lessons for yourself. You deepen your own understanding and strengthen your commitment to the person you have become. You move from being a student of these principles to a living embodiment of them. In this final chapter, we will explore the profound power of sharing your story, how it solidifies your own growth and creates a ripple effect of positive change that you cannot even imagine. It's time to let your light shine. Overcoming the fear, your story is worthy. Let's be honest. The idea of sharing your journey can be terrifying. A voice inside might whisper, "Who am I to share this? I'm not an expert. People will think I'm bragging or being preachy. I'm not done yet. I still have bad days. I'm a fraud." These are just the final echoes of your old limiting beliefs. Here is the truth. Your story is most powerful, not when you are perfect, but when you are real. People don't connect with gurus on mountaintops. They connect with fellow travelers on the path who are a few steps ahead and are willing to look back. Reach out a hand and say, "I know this part of the road is tough. Here's what helped me." Your vulnerability is not your weakness. It is the currency of human connection. You don't have to be an expert to be an inspiration. You just have to be honest about how to share your story. A simple framework sharing your journey doesn't require a stage or a microphone. It can be a quiet conversation or a simple post. The most resonant stories often follow a simple three-part structure. 1. The before. Share the struggle with honesty. Be willing to briefly revisit what it felt like to be stuck. What was the pain point? What was the limiting belief that held you captive? This is the part of the story that makes others say, "Me." 2. It creates an instant bond of shared experience and lets them know they are not alone. 2. The turning point. Share the tool or insight. What was the shift? Was it a specific realization from this book? The first time you successfully reframed? A challenge? The day you committed to your gratitude journal? Share the specific tool or aha moment that began to change things for you. This is the practical, hopeful part of the story that provides a roadmap for others. 3. The after. Share the feeling of freedom. Describe what's different now. This isn't just about external results. It's about the internal shift. Do you have more peace, more self-compassion, more resilience? Share the feeling of your new reality. This is what provides the inspiration and shows people what is possible for them. 2. You can share this story in countless ways. One-on-one. The most powerful sharing often happens in a quiet, trusted conversation with a friend or family member who is struggling. In writing. Journaling is sharing with yourself first. A social media post or a blog entry can reach people you never expected. In your actions. Simply live as the new you. When people ask why you seem happier or calmer, you have a natural opening to share your journey. The ripple effect. Your lasting legacy. You will never fully know the impact of your story. The person you inspire may go on to inspire their family. That family may influence their community. Your single act of courage in sharing your journey becomes a pebble dropped in a still pond, with ripples of positive change expanding far beyond what you can see. This is the ultimate purpose of your transformation. It was never just for you. It was for you to become a living, breathing testament to the power of the human mind, a beacon of possibility for a world that desperately needs it. Conclusion: the journey is yours. Began this journey together with a simple but profound truth. You become what you think. You have learned to become the master gardener of your mind, the architect of your reality, and the author of your life's story. You have collected a powerful toolkit of awareness, visualization, affirmation, and aligned action. You know how to overcome limiting beliefs, cultivate resilience, and connect with the deepest parts of yourself. The power has always been within you. This book did not give it to you. It simply handed you a mirror to help you see it for yourself. The journey does not end here. This is a lifelong practice of choosing your thoughts, choosing your focus, and choosing your reality, one moment at a time. There will be challenges. There will be growth. There will always be a new, more expansive version of yourself waiting to be discovered. Trust the process. But most importantly, trust yourself. You are the creator. Now go and build your masterpiece. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. If this work has resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who is ready to unlock their own incredible potential. Let's create a world where everyone knows the truth, that the life of their dreams is just one thought away. The book written by Peter Assaul and published by Audiobooks Loa.